Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
The Brewster Whitecaps have been a thorn in the side of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Dating back to 2024, Hyannis is winless in its last 7 meetings with Brewster. Tonight, the Whitecaps have a chance to complete another season sweep of the Harbor Hawks. But Hyannis has been riding the hottest pitching staff in the Cape League. Over the last 3 games, Hyannis pitchers have surrendered just 3 total runs, giving the Hawks every reason to believe they can finally take down Brewster. Whitecaps, Harbor Hawks, next on Cape League TV. And with that, we say howdy, folks, and welcome you to Country Night here from McKeon Park. Alongside Max Schwartzberg, I'm Quincy Bell. Well, Max, Brewster has been one of the hottest teams on the Cape as of late. They've won their last 5 games, but Hyannis sends Raymond Olivas to the mound, and he's been one of the best pitchers on this Harbor Hawks staff.
That might be a little bit of an understatement. He's been amazing, and he started the season as a reliever, but Mitch Carricker bumps him up to the rotation because he can throw strikes. He keeps it clean, stays in the zone. That's exactly what Hyannis needs right now.
Raymond Olivas just does not walk batters. Before today's game, our very own Charlie Adams talked to Mitch Carricker about the red-hot pitching staff.
Charlie Adams pregame alongside skipper Mitch Carricker. The Harbor Hawks are coming off 2 straight wins, and the pitching staff's been solid. Yesterday, the offense really came alive. Is this the most momentum the team has going into a game?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time we won back-to-back games. It's been a while, so proud of the guys from last night. Now we just got to turn the page and get some consistency going and hopefully keep that rolling into tonight.
The top of the order delivered yesterday, Charlie Bates and Jax Jimenez both. And it looks like today, wind's blowing out, a good day for hitters. What do you expect out of the lineup?
Yeah, just quality at-bats. Don't swing to the wind and try to get too big or do anything different. Just put good swings on balls and see what happens.
And Raymond Olivas gets the ball. He's pitched to contact in his first start for 5 innings. What are you hoping for tonight?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, they got a really good lineup. They've been playing really well. He's going to have multiple pitches, be able to work in, out, up, down. If he can do that, he's got a good chance.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Well, the bats finally woke up yesterday for Hyannis. Max, Charlie Bates had a big day at the plate yesterday.
Yeah, he really did. He had a triple, he had a double. The second time this season that he's been halfway to the cycle. But, I mean, we talked about it a lot last night. Hyannis had been missing the big hit for probably about a week. Finally got it with Bates tying the game in the 9th inning, and then the big blast from Jax Jimenez to take a 4-2 lead.
Well, one of our sideline reporters, Ethan Wax, caught up with Charlie Bates ahead of today's game.
Cap or no cap, I'm here with Charlie Bates today ahead of Hyannis' battle with the Brewster Whitecaps. And Charlie, what allowed you to have such a prolific day at the plate yesterday?
Just staying to my approach. The first bat didn't go the way I wanted to, but instead of getting emotional, I stayed with what I was doing, and ended up with a pretty good day.
And you're facing a guy in Gaines Estridge. What are the challenges facing a guy that has only pitched 1 inning and only thrown 22 pitches so far this season?
I mean, there's not a lot of data on him then with that limited innings, but I think that we really hit a hot streak there in the 8th inning yesterday, and I'm hoping that we can just carry that into today.
Yeah, how do you expect the offense to come out flying starting tonight and build off that 5-run 8th?
I mean, I don't know if you saw from BP, but it's a great day to hit. So I'm excited to see what the boys can do today, and I'm happy to help any way I can to get us this W.
And what message will that take in order to beat this team that's 17-7 and one of the top teams on the Cape?
I think it's just going to give us a little more energy in the dugout. You know, we didn't do too well against them last time, and so I think we have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and we're just excited to compete with these guys again.
Thanks for your time and good luck today.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks, Ethan. First pitch between Brewster and Hyannis next on Cape League TV.
I think, Dean, they're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
When it comes to Chevy, there's only one name you need to know.
Hi, I'm Todd Copeland, and this is Copeland Chevrolet Hyannis. We stock more Chevys than anyone on Cape Cod.
And if you need the best price,
just check this out.
Copeland Chevrolet has over 200 new Chevys in stock, and they're all on sale today with huge discounts or new lower lease payments. Don't wait.
For the Chevy you want and the savings you need,
you can count on Copeland Chevrolet Hyannis. CopelandChevroletHyannis.com.
Hyannis and Brewster just about set to get underway here from McKeon Park. Hyannis looking for their first win against Brewster this year in the season finale. They're 0-3 in the first 3 games played. The last time these two played at McKeon Park was on opening day, where Hyannis saw a 7-2 lead disappear as Brewster took that one 9-7 in a thrilling game. And really, Brewster hasn't looked back since that moment. They've been one of the best teams on the Cape.
It's been a couple seasons since Brewster hasn't looked back against Hyannis. I mean, they've had these guys' numbers since 2024, and I think one of the reasons why Brewster's so good is that their offense and their bats, their offense and their pitching tends to be on the same page. When one's doing well, the other one's doing well. When one's struggling, the other one tends to pull some weight. And there's a Whitecaps team that, if there's any team that has a chance to dethrone Yarmouth Dennis down the line, you could bet on them.
Brewster sits just 5 points behind the YD Red Sox for first place in the East Division. And here's how they'll line things up for Game 27. Jay Abernathy will lead off, followed by Jamie Laskowski, who has been red hot this season for Brewster. He's second on the Cape in batting average with a .326 mark. Jacob Lee hits third. He's the Cape leader in home runs with 5. He'll be the 1 seed in the Home Run Derby coming up this Sunday. Blaine Brown follows in the cleanup spot. Holden Pantier, Cash Strayer, Owen Jenkins, Michael Torres, and Terrence Keel will round out the lineup. The one good thing for Hyannis, Brewster hitting just .145 on Thursdays. That's last on the Cape. An interesting stat for you guys there. On the mound for Hyannis, it's the UC Santa Barbara Gaucho, Raymond Olivas. He was majority used as a bullpen pitcher to start the summer, but And Coach Mitch Carricker gave him the start last time out, and he threw 5 innings, did not give up an earned run at Harwich. And Max, you look at the strikeout to walk numbers, 8-1. He has some elite command.
I mean, Mitch Carricker talks about it all the time, but what he loves about Olivas is his ability to stay in the strike zone. I know that's obviously a very obvious take, but as we've seen on Cape Cod, these guys have amazing talent, but they can tend to struggle with staying in the zone. Olivas, when he's on his game, he's pumping strikes, and he's got everybody on a string.
Well, Mitch Carricker has fully added Raymond Olivas to the regular starting rotation. He won't be a reliever too much the rest of the year. And this Hyannis pitching staff has just been really, really solid as of late. They only gave up 2 runs yesterday to Chatham. That was on a home run in the first inning. The bullpen was nails after that. Here's a look at the defensive alignment for the Brewster Whitecaps, or for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Liam Barrett will play left field. Jax Jimenez in center. Henry Zener in right. Matt Einish at third. Charlie Bates at short. Taylor Kirk at second base. Caden Miller at first. And Andrew Lamb will do the catching. J.C. Davis will be today's DH. Olivas is through with his warm-up pitches. Jay Abernathy, the speedy lefty, will lead things off for Brewster. Abernathy was 1 for 4 last time out against Hyannis with an RBI triple. And he's into the box to lead things off for the Whitecaps. Olivas comes set. First pitch at 6:02 here from McKeon Park. Abernathy takes out the letters for strike 1. Jay Abernathy has played 20 games this season for Brewster. He's hitting .300 with an OPS north of 740. But he's late on the pitch from Olivas, and the UC Santa Barbara Gaucho is now ahead 0-2. Abernathy does not strike out a lot, just 18 strikeouts in his 20 games on the Cape. And he'll stay alive on 0-2.
Exactly why Jamie Shevchik likes this guy at the top of the order. He'll spoil some pitches and try to buy another one that he can do some damage with, and we saw that with that aforementioned triple back on July 5th.
0-2. Olivas looking to finish off the leadoff man. And he does. Abernathy goes fishing in the dirt. 1 batter, 1 K for Raymond Olivas.
Well, look at this one fall off the table. Starts a strike, and then it's a ball. That's a tough one to take, and especially if you don't recognize the spin early enough, you're going to be swinging, and you're not going to be able to get good contact, if any, that time he gets the whiff.
That'll bring Jamie Laskoski to the plate, one of the hottest hitters on Cape Cod right now. Back-to-back lefties to start the order for Brewster today. Olivas catches the inner edge for strike 1. Olivas has really only had 1 bad appearance. The 27th against Chatham, he gave up 3 runs and 2 innings of work, but since then he hasn't had an outing where he's allowed more than 1 run. At UC Santa Barbara, throughout 33 innings, he only walked 7 batters. That's just 2 walks per 9 innings. He has some elite command out there. 1-1, and he fooled Laskoski on that pitch, diving beneath the zone, and Olivas finds himself ahead.
That's the exact same pitch that got Abernathy to strike out swinging. If he starts to feel really confident with that, he's going to go to that pretty consistently throughout the evening.
Olivas looking for back-to-back Ks to start his outing. On a line to second base, an easy play for Taylor Kirk. Retires Jamie Laskoski for the second out.
Quick outs and then soft contact. This one maybe hit about at most 70 miles an hour, and it was a full swing, but still half-hearted. I think Laskoski might have changed his mind mid-swing because that definitely wasn't as hard as we can see him swing it.
He gets efficient outs. That's already 2 outs within 7 pitches. Here's Jacob Lee to try and extend the inning for Brewster. First pitch fouled back. Jacob Lee, the VCU Ram, was one of the best players in the A-10 this past year. Oh, 1 from Olivas. Big curveball just fouled into the dirt by Lee, and once again Olivas ahead in the count.
Doubled up on that bender. Imagine here that he's probably not going to give him something great to hit. Going to try to paint a corner. If you miss, you miss, but just don't miss over the heart of the plate.
Jacob Lee has 5 home runs this summer. That leads all hitters on the Cape. 0-2 from Olivas. Fastball misses up and away. At VCU this past year in 2026, Jacob Lee hit 17 home runs, slugged over 600, and had a batting average north of 330. One, 2. Olivas can't quite locate down and away.
They shift him to pole on the left side of the infield. The only Harbor Hawk on the right side is Caden Miller, playing just off first base. Kirk to the shortstop side.
2-2 coming. This is away, and Olivas has run the count full.
And this is a bit of a rarity with Olivas. He was so on cue for the first 2 ABs. Then he gets ahead 0-2, but these last 3 misses not all too close.
He's only walked 1 batter on the Cape in 5 appearances. Here's a payoff. Lee stays alive. Last time out against Cotuit, Jacob Lee was 1 for 2 at the plate, but he drew 2 walks, drove in a run, and stole a base. He's putting up quite the battle here against Olivas. Another 3-2 coming. Fouled away again. 7 pitches in the at-bat for Jacob Lee. Olivas is going to have to earn this 3rd out. Nobody on, 2 out. Here's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Lee on the ground over to 3rd, gloved by Matt Einish. And Lee almost beat out that throw, but Einish gets the ball there in time. 1-2-3 for Raymond Olivas as we head to the bottom of the 1st.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Wherever you need to go, arrive in comfort, style, and complete peace of mind. From seamless rides to and from Logan Airport, to the energy of the big game in the city, to unforgettable weddings, proms, and nights out with friends. Bella Luxury Transportation is there every step of the way. No stress, no driving. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. Bella Luxury Transportation, leave the driving to us.
Bottom of the 1st, just about ready to get underway here from McKeon Park. Here's how manager Mitch Carricker lines up his Harbor Hawks. Matt Einish will lead off, followed by Jax Jimenez, who had the big hit yesterday against Chatham. A go-ahead 2-run home run in the 8th inning secured yesterday's win. Charlie Bates, who had a triple and a double in yesterday's game, will hit 3rd. Andrew Lamb will clean up. Henry Zener, who's currently rocking a 5-game hit streak, he'll hit 5th. Caden Miller 6th. Taylor Kirk 7th. Liam Barrett 8th. And J.C. Davis will round out the lineup at the 9 spot. And they will face Gaines Estridge, the starter today for the Brewster Whitecaps. He's a new addition to the squad. He's only pitched 1 inning.
Yeah, last time out was 2 days ago against Harwich, so short rest, but it was such a small outing. It was essentially like a bullpen, you could say, as he now tries to go just maybe a little bit longer.
Well, he did earn the win in that matchup. Just allowed one walk and struck out one batter in that one inning. So the word is still out on Estridge. This past year at the Air Force Academy, he started 11 games and had an ERA in the 7 range. And Matt Hyannis will lead things off for Hyannis. He's their active leader in batting average with the .267 mark. He's also brought home 7 runs since he's been added to the roster. First pitch from Estridge. Inside fastball called a strike. Hyannis was 0 for 2 yesterday in the win against Chatham, but he did draw 2 walks and stole 2 bases. 0-1 swung on and missed, and Hyannis finds himself behind 0-2. Hyannis just finished up his sophomore year at West Virginia, where he was an everyday starter on a Mountaineers squad that made it all the way to Omaha. 0-2 grounded off the glove of Estridge, but gloved by the second baseman Jay Abernathy, who completes the 1-4-3 putout.
Barely got a piece of Estridge softly off the glove, and he's lucky this one didn't take a poor ricochet. Sometimes you'll see those ones flirt to the right side of the infield, nowhere near a defender, and this time it goes out in his favor for the quick, as you mentioned, 1-4-3.
Jax Jimenez, the switch hitter, will now hit from the left-handed side. First pitch taken upstairs. While hitting left-handed, Jimenez is 7 for 35 this summer. He's a little bit better hitting right-handed. Of course, he was hitting right-handed yesterday when he hit that 2-run home run to give Hyannis the lead. But he lines one out to right field and making the catch, Cash Strayer out there and right. That ball was hit hard, but just not in a good enough spot.
Similar location to where he left the yard yesterday, but this one he got topspin on, and when you get topspin, despite hitting it hard, it's going to tumble down, and that's why I was able to hang up there for Strayer for the second out.
4 pitches and 2 outs for Gaines Estridge on the mound for Brewster. Charlie Bates will look to change that, hitting third today for the Harbor Hawks. Bates is the only hitter for Hyannis that was a Cape League All-Star. First pitch skied in the air, straightaway center. Michael Torres will put a glove on it for out number 3. The Harbor Hawks are down in order in 5 pitches. We head to the second. Still no score on Cape League TV.
From Boston to the Cape, leave the stress behind and travel in luxury, comfort, and style. Sit back, relax, and take in the views Cape Cod has to offer. Every detail handled from pickup to destination. Tired of the drive to the city? Leave the driving to us. Scan now and start planning your next getaway. Bella Luxury Transportation. Leave the driving to us.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
The second inning is brought to you by Cape Cod Orthopedics. Cape Cod Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is proud to support Harbor Hawks baseball. For decades, athletes, families, and residents across Cape Cod have trusted Cape Cod Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for expert care. Their team specializes in sports medicine, orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, and rehabilitation, helping patients get back to the activities they enjoy most. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking for specialized orthopedic care, Learn more at CapeCodOrtho.com. Cape Cod Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the region's largest orthopedic specialty group. Raymond Olivas on to start inning number 2 for the Harbor Hawks. This past year at UC Santa Barbara, Olivas led all pitchers in appearances with 27. He was used only as a reliever, but Max, since transitioning to a starter here on the Cape, he's been very solid.
Absolutely, and especially take into account the way that he's been the first Harbor Hawks pitcher to toss 5 innings. It just shows that he's got the trust of the skipper, Mitch Carricker.
Blaine Brown will be the first hitter he sees in the second inning. First pitch, a big swing and a miss from the Brewster cleanup man. Brown, the native of Houston, Texas, plays his collegiate ball with the Tennessee Vols. And he swings and misses again and finds himself behind 0-2. Brown is playing in just his 4th game on Cape Cod. To start things, he's 3 for 12. Olivas tried to go beneath the zone on 0-2, but no attempt from Brown. One-two coming. Big swing and a miss again. Brown down on strikes. Olivas has the second K of his start.
Exact same pitch that got Jay Abernathy, who was his former teammate at Tennessee this past spring. Abernathy heading over to Oklahoma, but really nice job there. It just tumbles off, and that spin is super unrecognizable, which is why he's getting the swing and miss.
Here's Holden Pantier. Currently in the midst of a little bit of a slump. He's 0 for his last 9 at the plate. First pitch swinging, fouls one away. Pantier started off his collegiate career at Georgia Tech. Didn't really get much playing time there, so he transferred to Walter State Community College, where this past year he slugged 30 home runs. Fouled away on the 0-1, and Olivas once again just continues to jump ahead and counts. You don't see too many guys go from the Power 5 to the JUCO ranks, but Pantier really had quite the season at the JUCO level. You got to get playing time wherever you can get it, and he impressed enough to find himself on the Cape this summer. 0-2, he stays alive. Those 30 home runs he hit are now a Walter State Community College record for a single season. 0-2 from Olivas. A nice take there from Pantier will even the count at 2-2. Against right-handed pitching this summer, Pantier is hitting .333 with an OPS over .860. Chopped over to third. Matt Einish puts a glove on it and completes the throw for the first out, or for the second out of the second.
Nice high hop for Einish. Sometimes these ones could be a little bit tricky depending on where they hit off the lip of the grass, but this one, a super high hop right off maybe in front of home plate, so that just kind of stayed up in the air for the easy glove on it and throw it across.
5 up, 5 down for Olivas, and Cash Strayer will step into the box for Brewster. The left-handed hitting Florida Gator was just selected to the Cape League All-Star roster. First pitch swinging, he skies one shallow left. Onto the outfield grass, Charlie Bates makes the catch. 6 up, 6 down for Raymond Olivas. We head to the bottom of the second. Still no score between Brewster and Hyannis.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
Hey fans, did you know Cape Cod Orthopedics is the region's largest orthopedic specialty group? As the premier provider of orthopedic care on Cape Cod, their team is committed to helping patients return to the activities they enjoy most. From diagnosis and treatment to recovery and rehabilitation, Cape Cod Orthopedics and Sports Medicine takes pride in delivering exceptional care and outstanding patient experience. To learn more about their services, visit CapeCodOrtho.com. Middle of the Hyannis order due up here in the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6. 3 lefties. Andrew Lamb, Henry Zener, and Caden Miller will hit against the righty Gaines Estridge, who only needed 5 pitches to complete his first inning of work. Andrew Lamb will be the first assignment. The catcher today was primarily brought onto the roster to be the everyday first baseman to replace Trey Hawsey, who left for Ole Miss. But with a multitude of injuries to the catching position, Andrew Lamb has been getting some starts behind the dish, and he powers one deep out to right. No doubt about this one. It's way gone. First home run on the Cape for Andrew Lamb, and Hyannis strikes first.
Well, let's see where the pitch is, and yep, right down the middle, belt buckle high, and Andrew Lamb knew it. You see that little bat toss? This is a guy who led all of USC in slug and finally gets one here on the Cape.
He hit 14 home runs this year for USC, and now he has one on the Cape. That'll bring Henry Zener up to the plate, and he's another guy who has been swinging a hot bat as of late for Hyannis. Zener currently in the midst of a 5-game hit streak. The longest hit streak from a Harbor Hawk this season was John Embry to start the year with a 6-game streak. Zener looking to potentially tie that in today's game. Zener started just 1 for 13 on the Cape, but since then he's really turned it up with the bat. Since the month has turned to July, he's hitting .333 with an OPS north of 800. It's been the tale of 2 summers for Henry Zener. 2-1 grounded foul down the first base side.
And that's something we talked about a little bit earlier, specifically Mitch Carricker, that sometimes it takes the bats a little bit longer to get acclimated to the Cape League. Of course, you can argue that pitchers technically have an advantage facing wood bats, but batters, it's a bit of an adjustment period. The ball that went 430 feet in college maybe only goes 390. It's the difference of the quality of contact, the way the ball jumps off the bat.
You see a lot of low-scoring games on the Cape. Pitchers tend to have the upper hand. 2-2 bounces well in front of the plate. That one just slipped out of the arm of Gaines Estridge. And now the count runs full on Henry Zener.
That's kind of the polar opposite of NCAA, specifically at the mid-major level where Zener's from. A lot of high-scoring games, day in, day out.
At USC Upstate this past year, Zener hit .333. Full count pitch lined into right and down and past the right fielder Cash Strayer all the way to the wall. Zener tripped around first base And he'll stop at second with a double. A wild play there. And Zener now has the hitting streak to 6 games.
When you're hot, you're hot. And let's see what happened. He was going to dive for this, realized he didn't have a great feel for it, so he kind of stopped, and that's just way too difficult of a ball to pick. That turned into what is an in-between hop, and that is essentially trying to thread a needle on the run. You're not going to do it.
Zener thought about third, but with nobody out, he decided not to risk it and stay at second base. Hyannis had 2 triples yesterday against Chatham, one by Taylor Kirk and one by Charlie Bates. Appeal over to first base. Brewster thought that Henry Zener missed first base when he stumbled over there. But the umpiring crew says that he did touch the bag, and now Brewster will have a conversation with this umpiring crew. The umpires for today's game are Joe LaBella, J.C. Fernandez, and Al Libaroni. Max, what did you see on that play at first? Do you think Zener got the bag?
Well, to be honest, I was distracted watching the events unfolding in right field, but teams don't usually appeal unless they think that the guy had a serious chance, and especially after the appeal is unsuccessful, to ask the umpires to get together. Maybe Brewster did see something that could have been concerning for Hyannis, but, I mean, if nobody saw it, I mean, it's the job of J.C. Fernandez to make sure he hits the base, and I'm sure he did, but I'm not sure exactly what they saw.
Here's Caden Miller into the box. First pitch to him, called a strike. Caden Miller has been really the only guy for Hyannis this season that has had success against the Brewster Whitecaps. In 3 games, he has hit a home run, a double, and has drawn 4 walks. Big swing and a miss on 0-1. Miller behind 0-2. Yesterday against Chatham, Caden Miller went 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a run scored, but he's down on strikes here. First strikeout for Gaines Estridge will at least pause the hot Hyannis bats for Taylor Kirk.
Went to an elevated fastball there, and Miller's eyes got big, trying to get some slug on it with the guy in scoring position in Zener.
Here is Taylor Kirk. And it looks like Estridge has some issues with his pitch comm device.
I feel like this happens once a game. Very common. Pitch comm to cause some problems.
It looks like Brewster assistant coach Ian Gardeck is out to fix the issue. Kirk hitting 185 during this summer on the Cape, but he's been a lot better as of late. He started the summer 2 for 27. Was kicked out of the lineup at points throughout the year, but with his bat being hot as of late, he's found himself an everyday starter. First pitch taken down and away from Estridge. Kirk spent his sophomore season at Fordham, where he led the Rams in hits, runs, and stolen bases. (1-0) misses up and away. Kirk was looking for a new home in the transfer portal during his struggles on the Cape, but eventually he committed to UCLA, and since then he's picked up the bat.
He committed shortly after the game against Brewster on July 5th.
2-0. Kirk takes a fastball on the outer edge for a strike.
I believe it was like 2 hours after, so I'm sure that was in the works for probably weeks before then, but of course the final decision looming, and congratulations to Taylor.
And of course, since his commitment to UCLA, the production has gone up, probably because he isn't thinking about where his future is going to be. he can just relax and take his cuts at the plate. 2-1 down and away, and Kirk finds himself in a major 3-1 hitters count.
Kirk signaling to Liam Barrett on deck that was a changeup pitch he saw. Some really nice drop straight down vertical. 12-6.
Runner on second, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Kirk grounds one over to short. Jamie Laskoski puts a glove on it and whips the throw across for the second out.
Well, Zener able to take third, but now with 2 outs. I mean, Hyannis has struggled against the Whitecaps with RASP this season, but specifically the last game on the 5th of July, that's when they just could not find the big hit. They were 1 out of 10. Remember, they had the bases loaded, nobody out, and had 2 strikeout lookings before Zener flew out to the track.
Here's Liam Barrett. Teammates with Hyannis starter today, Raymond Olivas. Both those guys are UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. Barrett shows a bunt and gets it down the third base side. Rolling. Will it stay fair? Yes, it does. Off the base. Liam Barrett with a bunt single. That's his first hit in the last 8 games, and it brings home a run.
How about that for breaking up an 0 for 23? And it doesn't get any better than that. The right play by Pantier to watch it roll, and it just stayed beautiful.
I don't think I've seen a bunt more perfectly placed than that. It just hugged the line in the dirt all the way to the base. And Zener scores to make it 2-0 Hyannis. And now Barrett's off for second. Throw down by Jacob Lee. In time. The inning ends after 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. 2-0 Harbor Hawks as we head to the 3rd.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
Wherever you need to go, arrive in comfort, style, and complete peace of mind. From seamless rides to and from Logan Airport, to the energy of the big game in the city, to unforgettable weddings, proms, and nights out with friends. Bella Luxury Transportation is there every step of the way. No stress, no driving. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. Bella Luxury Transportation, leave the driving to us.
The lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the Knack Cape Cod. The Knack offers 2 locations, Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, tacos, sandwiches, and more. Visit theknackcapecod.com to order online today. The Knack Cape Cod is proud to be the Light Up the Park sponsor for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks all season long. Two 2-0 Hyannis thanks to a solo shot from Andrew Lamb and a bunt single RBI from Liam Barrett in the 2nd inning. And now Raymond Olivas has some run support to work with as he continues his start.
6 up, 6 down, and if he plays off this offensive momentum, he could right the ship even further for Hyannis and just continue to dominate. He stayed in the strike zone, only 1 3-ball count.
Well, through the first 2 innings, Olivas has been very efficient, and that's his game on the mound. He doesn't walk batters. He stays in the zone and tries to get quick outs so he can work deep into outings. Owen Jenkins will be his first task of inning number 3. Olivas, the native of Stockton, California, set. And here's pitch number 1. Popped in the air, straight away right. Henry Zener barely has to move for the first out.
That ball carried decently well. We noticed during BP that the wind was blowing a little bit out. Definitely got under this one, and of course that's the reason it didn't leave, but still I don't know, 10 feet in front of the warning track.
7 up, 7 down. Michael Torres will look to change that for Brewster. He shows bunt, but pulls it back. Olivas pumps strike 1 across the plate. On the 10th against Harwich, Raymond Olivas made his first start on Cape Cod, and he threw 5 innings, only gave up 1 run. It was unearned. He was the first Hyannis pitcher to throw 5 innings in a start. Before that, every single pitcher was removed after 4 innings or sooner.
I believe it was Brady St. Pierre who tried to go 5, but he went 4+. As Mitch Carricker did let him start the 5th.
1-1 right down Broadway for strike 2. But it just shows you how efficient Olivas can be on the mound. He's currently sitting at only 30 pitches here in the 3rd inning. And he's looking for his 3rd strikeout against Michael Torres. He has it, but the ball gets to the backstop. Andrew Lamb will not have a play as Michael Torres will be the first base runner to reach for Brewster.
That's one of the most frustrating things as a pitcher, to get the guy out but not get the guy out. And for Brewster, it's time for them to take advantage of a mistake like that. That's what they've done to teams all season long.
Well, Andrew Lamb was not supposed to be an everyday catcher for Hyannis. He came in as a first baseman, but he does have the ability to play behind the plate. Check over to first. Torres back with a head first slide. But due to the injuries to Blake Primrose and with John Embry leaving to transfer to Florida, the only active catcher for Hyannis is Will Fosberg. And he can't play every single day, so Andrew Lamb has gotten a few starts behind the dish.
Much of his sophomore year in 2025 at USC was as a starting catcher, but didn't play as much there this year. Played a lot of left field.
Another pickoff over to first as Olivas is keeping tabs on Michael Torres. He's a pretty speedy center fielder, and he has stolen 4 bases on the Cape this summer. And there he goes for second. Throw down by Andrew Lamb. Not in time. Torres just able to squeak a hand in there for his 5th stolen base. Getting his uniform dirty there as he wipes the dirt off the sliding mitt. Terrence Keel still at the plate for Brewster. He pops one out of play along the first base side. 2-1 the count on the Brewster 9-hitter. Here's another look at that stolen base, and Torres just in there in the nick of time. Terrence Keel, the Texas A&M Aggie and native of Atlanta, sees the 2-1. Bounce away from Andrew Lamb again, and Torres up to third.
That one caught a big piece of Keel after the block, and you could see Andrew Lamb just had no idea where this was.
The good news is that it didn't get too far away from him, which could have allowed Torres to take 2 bases there. Olivas looking to battle back in this count, and as he has fallen behind Terrence Keel. A big deep breath, and now the 3-1. Keel lines one over to short and into left field for a base hit. Torres will cross, and Brewster has cut the lead in half.
Well, the Whitecaps taking advantage of the miscue, the wild pitch strikeout, stealing second, and then another wild pitch to get him closer to third. He might have scored anyways, even if he was on second base still. Regardless, the Whitecaps doing what they've done all year long.
The lineup now flips to the top where Jay Abernathy waits. He was a strikeout victim of Raymond Olivas to lead off the game. Terrence Keel is another guy who has a lot of speed, and Olivas will check on him.
He had a huge lead over there.
Terrence Keel stole 10 bases in 2026 with Texas A&M. Abernathy at the plate is another guy that just has a ton of speed.
Look at how big his lead is.
Another pickoff, and he's back safely. I spoke to Harbor Hawks manager Mitch Carricker yesterday about what Hyannis needs to do to defeat Brewster for the first time this season, and he told me they run as well as any team on the Cape, and that Hyannis just needs to limit their damage on the base paths. Abernathy shows a bunt, pulls it back, and Andrew Lamb thought about picking off over to first. The only team that has stolen more bases this summer than Brewster has been Harwich. Of course, Harwich well out in front of everybody with over 80 stolen bases this season. And there goes Keel. Abernathy pulls back the bunt. Lamb's throw down. Not in time again.
Brewster trying to manufacture as many runs as possible. Right pitch to run on. It was a breaking ball. Not much Andrew Lamb could do.
Tying run on second with one out here in the top of the third. And Jay Abernathy ahead 2-0. The future Oklahoma Sooner takes upstairs.
This is really throwing Olivas off his rhythm. Ever since the wild pitch strikeout where he reached first, he just hasn't felt the same in the strike zone. It's little stuff like that that could really take a pitcher out of everything.
Keel bouncing off of second. And Olivas gets the first strike over the plate on Jay Abernathy. Three one. Taken just upstairs. Abernathy will put runners on first and second for Jamie Laskoski. That walk is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free to learn more. And here is Jamie Laskoski. The North Carolina Tar Heel is second on the Cape in batting average. He's the right guy to try to tie this game up for Brewster. First pitch swinging, foul down the first base side.
That's that pitch that Olivas has used to get a couple strikeouts. If he can start to find a good feel for that, he can try to put this one back together and get back into a rhythm. But currently at the moment, not in that rhythm, and Brewster doing a good job exploiting it.
Olivas was working very efficiently up until this third inning, but now he's sitting at 41 pitches. And he'll look back Keel to second base. Hyannis still controlling a 2-1 lead, but a run has scored in this inning after Michael Torres reached on a drop third strike and then later stole second base and scored. This one deep out to center, backpedaling Jax Jimenez. He makes the catch. Keel's going to tag for third, and he'll get there.
Well, Jimenez didn't get a great read on this, but I don't think it would have mattered. I think Keel was going to be able to take third base anyways. It was deep enough.
Yeah, Keel raced back to the bag and got a great jump once Jimenez made the catch. So now runners sit at the corners with two out for Jacob Lee. The Cape League leader in home runs with 5 this summer. Abernathy off for second on the first pitch, and Lamb once again continues to struggle behind the plate as he couldn't get a clean transfer that time.
And just like that, 2 guys in scoring position, 1 swing and a chance to take the lead.
That's the 3rd stolen base of the inning for the Brewster Whitecaps. A 1 to Lee. Bounces in the dirt, but this time Lamb gets a good block on it to keep Terrence Keel at third base. Jacob Lee will be the 1 seed in the Cape Cod League Home Run Derby this Sunday in Harwich. He has the most home runs of the 6 participants. But he has bigger fish to fry right now. 1-1 taken down and away.
Home Run Derby is a great opportunity to get scouted. The scouts actually like to come during batting practice because they want to see how the ball jumps off a bat with the wood bat and no velo. So a Home Run Derby, a perfect example of how they can see some power on display.
2-1 from Olivas. Lee takes the fastball for strike 2. There was a heavy scout presence at Fenway Day where all the Cape Cod teams got to participate in workouts on the big stage, the home of the Red Sox. 2-2 to Jacob Lee. Bounces, and Andrew Lamb blocks it again. The count now runs full on Lee, and Max with a base open. If you're Olivas, are you not trying to give him anything too juicy right now?
I think you still got to try to throw a competitive pitch that can get an out, but you never really want to walk a guy for the bases loaded, but you absolutely just can't miss anything over the heart of the plate. So maybe don't try a front door pitch because those ones tend to hang middle if you miss. Try to go to the outside, and it looks like Lamb set up out there.
The pitch did come outside, and Lee will see another one.
I think Lee frustrated with himself that he wasn't able to get a better barrel on that.
Jacob Lee turns 21 on October 9th. He just missed being eligible for the MLB draft, where he almost certainly would have been selected. Payoff driven up the middle and through for a base hit off the glove of Taylor Kirk. Terrence Keel and Jay Abernathy come around to score, and the Brewster Whitecaps have taken the lead here in the 3rd inning.
It looks like Kirk got a glove on this one. It was just hit so hard and wasn't to the exact right location. Yep, big deflection. And now Brewster, just like that. All of this coming off a strikeout where he reached on a wild pitch.
Michael Torres, the first run to score in this inning after reaching. If he would have just been a normal strikeout, Olivas would have had nobody on and 2 out for the 9-hitter coming up. But since then, the inning has spiraled as Blaine Brown now steps to the plate for Brewster. Three runs home this inning on just 2 hits. And Olivas will step off. He's looking towards his home dugout. No instructions. And now he's back on the mound. Jacob Lee, the catcher, not a major speed threat at first. As Brewster has run wild this inning with 3 stolen bags. Brown takes down and in. 2-0 now against Olivas.
This is the part of the order that has a lot of slug and power. On a 2-0 count, he's going to look for a really good pitch to hit and try to hunt a mistake.
2-0 grounded over to first, blocked by Caden Miller, and he'll win the race to the bag to retire the side. Before we take a break, our very own Ethan Wax has a report from the sidelines.
Setting the tone. That's what Hyannis aims to do tonight as they look to continue to set the tone. But tonight's a different challenge as they're facing a guy that has only pitched 1 inning so far this season coming in. So he's only had 22 pitches, and I asked the players what are the challenges facing a guy who they don't have that much data on, and that's exactly what they said. The lack of data and the lack of a scouting report is something that they made reference to. And don't get me wrong, that's definitely a challenge, but they mentioned that they just have to go based off of instinct and swing at strikes and lay off the balls and play good fundamental baseball if they want to get their first win this season against the Whitecaps. And that will definitely be a challenge, but Andrew Lamb got us started with a nice home run to greet Gaines Eldridge, the starting pitcher out of Air Force. So it'll be up to the Hawks as I turn it back to you. Is it cap or no cap, guys?
Thanks, Ethan. Hey, Harbor Hawks fans, don't let bridge traffic throw you a curveball. Cape Cod Gateway Airport is your ticket to hassle-free travel. Located right here in Hyannis, we connect you to Boston, the islands, and beyond with daily flights and easy parking. Spend less time driving and more time at the ballpark. Learn more and plan your next getaway at flyhya.com. Cape Cod Gateway Airport, supporting our community, one flight at a time. The Brewster Whitecaps have taken the lead here as we get set to start the bottom half of the third inning. All 3 runs scoring after a dropped third strike where Michael Torres was able to reach, and Max, the inning just spiraled after that.
And it's time for Hyannis to get right back on the horse. This pitching staff has been so dominant. That broke up 10 scoreless innings dating back to the first inning yesterday against Chatham. And I mean, again, that started because of a miscue that is just frustrating. He got a strikeout, but the guy reached, and that started a rally.
J.C. Davis will lead things off for the Harbor Hawks here in the third. It's 9-1 and 2 due up. Matt Einish and Jax Jimenez will follow. Davis went 1 for 2 yesterday against Chatham. He scored the tying run on a triple from Charlie Bates in the 8th inning. He scored all the way from first. He was hustling.
He's got good speed.
He was visibly out of breath after making the 270-foot journey. Of course, Hyannis yesterday scored 5 runs in the 8th inning to steal a victory away from Chatham. 1-1 Davis flies one in foul territory, out of play, just behind the Brewster dugout.
You don't always see a DH batting 9th, but that's the situation here.
Well, Davis is a very good defensive second baseman, but with Hyannis quite limited with available fielders, they sort of have to take turns being the DH to keep everyone fresh, and today it's Davis's turn. 1-2 misses down and away. Gaines Estridge still on the mound for Brewster. He gave up both the runs in the second inning thanks to a bunt single from Liam Barrett and a solo blast from Andrew Lamb. 2-2 called, strike 3 as Davis watches the heater on the outer edge.
Let's see where he puts it. That one looked like it might have been outside, but a nice frame from Jacob Lee to probably steal a strikeout.
And that's the first strikeout for Estridge, the first time through the order, as now the leadoff man, Matt Einish, will come back to the plate. First pitch up and in, called strike 1. Einish grounded out to start the first inning for Hyannis. And he fouls the 0-1 away. Einish is a guy who will put up a battle at the plate, even behind 0-2. He doesn't strike out too often. He only struck out 35 times in 64 games this past spring for West Virginia. And he watches the 0-2 go. He fell behind in a couple counts yesterday against Chatham, but he did draw 2 walks. 1-2 misses inside. Check over to third base. No swing. Hyannis barely even saw the bat leave his shoulder that time. But if you're a catcher, no harm in asking for the appeal.
One of the weirder things we saw was a failed appeal in Brewster on the 5th.
2-2. Hyannis skies one in the air, straightaway left. Terrence Keel glides over, loses the hat, but makes the catch for the second out.
Basically, it was a called swinging strike by the home plate umpire, and he pointed at the batter, signaling that it was a swing. But the third base umpire thought he was appealing to him, and he said he didn't go. It's one of those weird ones. You can't really take back a strike call, and of course the home plate umpire, I guess, has the authority if he's the one making the decision. But yeah,
it was a very odd situation. Had everyone confused. Both managers were asking for an explanation. First pitch to Jax Jimenez, chopped foul off the handle of his bat.
Have you seen that one famous video from the Mexican League where this guy takes a full swing and the home plate umpire doesn't issue or make any kind of regard that he understood that was a strike? Then they appeal to first, and the first umpire goes, safe, did not go. And everybody's like, what's going on?
0-1, Jimenez grounds one foul.
My dad actually used that in one of his radiology talks, talking about how you have to be really sure about it in radiology. So you got to be sure about whether or not the guy swung or not. And in that case, he absolutely swung, but nobody seemed to be paying any attention.
Always got to keep your head on a swivel as an umpire. 0-2, Jimenez grounds one over to second, fielded by Jay Abernathy. 1-2-3 go the Harbor Hawks in the third. Still 3-2 Brewster as we head to the fourth.
This week we've been working a lot with doing play-by-plays, just doing behind-the-scenes stuff with sports broadcasting, which I never really realized how much went into it, but it's been really cool.
They've grown a lot. I've never really done like a program like this before, so seeing all the behind-the-scenes has really grown.
I've learned how to really just gain confidence in my play-by-play speaking, and I've learned more terms here when it comes to directing and producing, and I've just had a great time with John Rook.
Doing the play-by-play stuff and all that, being with a guy like John Rook, understanding what the major kind of entails doing this camp, just really a preview for what you do here at Dean or any other college doing broadcasting, so I'm definitely more prepared to make this a job of mine.
If you're a Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, and welcome back to McKeon Park. It's the fourth inning, sponsored by the team at the Goldberg Law Group PC, the Cape's premier personal injury law firm. The Goldberg Law Group has served Cape Cod and the islands for more than 38 years, and we're proud to support the local events, organizations, and traditions that make this community so special. As the Cape's leading law firm, Goldberg Law Group believes in helping people, building relationships, and giving back whenever we can. That's why we're honored to sponsor the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and another great night of Cape League baseball. Top four from McKeon Park. Charlie Adams alongside Max Schwartzberg. Brewster leading 3-2 over Hyannis, and Raymond Olivas back on the mound. Just a frustrating way to give up an early lead.
Yeah, it pulls your hair out as a pitcher, especially when you did everything right. You got the out with the strikeout, but not an out on the scorebook because he was able to reach on the wild pitch. And, at the end of the day, it's a hang with him. You got to just go into the next at-bat and try to bounce back from it, but wasn't really able to do that. And I think the main difference is that it really took him off of his rhythm. So with a clean slate now, maybe Olivas can find himself back in the zone consistently, but because of all that bonanza, the pitch count went pretty high up.
Holden Pantier will lead off here in the fourth inning. First time up, grounded out to Matt Einish over at third base. First pitch, breaking ball, delivered upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0.
All right, we got to talk about this headphone situation. How does it even possibly get this tangled? It's unbelievable.
We're dealing with it. Can help out the booth camera a little bit, and there it goes. We're trying. As the 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0. It's all hands on deck for the Harbor Hawks broadcast team. We're missing James Kluggish while he's at orientation over in Syracuse for his freshman year. The youngest of the bunch here has a strike in to move the count to 2-1. You ever feel old when you see James walk around?
No, because I'm near you, and you look like you're 30 years older than me, despite being 1 year younger.
You'd grow facial hair if you could.
You're not wrong.
2-1. Fouled away, counts 2-2.
I actually tried to do it once my sophomore year of college, and it was just a disaster. Like, I didn't shave my peach fuzz for about, I don't know, 6 weeks, and it was just, yeah. Let's get back to baseball here. Enough said.
2-2 count. Levis misses to run the count full, 3-2.
That outside part of the plate has not been called today by Joe Labella, and he's been very consistent. I mean, probably was a ball anyways, but a lot of times you'll see that called if the catcher's right in that location.
So a full count to the leadoff man in the top of the fourth. Ball popped up on the full count pitch, headed out to right center field. Taking charge, Henry Zener has it for the first out. So got a bit under it, and not much effort out of Zener to make his way over for the catch. Cash Strayer up to the plate from the left side. He popped up to the shallow outfield grass. Charlie Bates ranged over from shortstop to make the play. Strayer batting .281 with 3 home runs on the season. Will leave us right back to work. Pitch dropped in for a first pitch strike.
The slider's got a lot of sharp movement.
Action in the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Hyannis just getting loose here as he'll leave us into his 4th inning of work. Count 1-1 as Sam Mitchell starting to get loose out there. Looks like Will Fosberg's today's bullpen catcher.
Not Bruce Littleton.
The 1-1. On the outer part, called a strike.
That was truly all hands on deck.
I think it was Jack Giordano.
Oh, it was
doing
Giordano.
the bullpen catching.
Who's now a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. Congratulations to Jack on signing a free agent contract.
Listed as a pitcher and catcher on Baseball Reference and collegiately. Has the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, gets the swing and miss, and Andrew Lamb has to stop the throw on to first. And this time the drop third strike completed for the second out.
I said it right at the top of the inning. Sometimes it's a clean slate, and it'll leave us right back in rhythm. Of course, I'm going to knock on wood so we don't pull the old announcer jinx right there. But that bender has so much break, about 58 feet in, nowhere close to the zone. And I think Strayer just simply couldn't find the spin on that one.
4th strikeout of the game as Owen Jenkins into the batter's box. Grounding the first pitch he sees up the middle to shift. Gets through for a base hit to center field. Taylor Kirk was making his way over. You usually have a guy there if the infield's not shifted.
Ah, dang nabbit. It happens. But still, what did the statistics say? That he should stay on the right side of the bag 9 times out of 10, and sometimes the one time doesn't go your way.
Michael Torres up to the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 10 RBIs with a .260 batting average. The center fielder here with a runner on first base and 2 down in the top of the 4th. First pitch strike delivered. Leave us past 60 pitches. 41 of his 64 have gone for strikes. The 0-1 here, grounded sharply, and Charlie Bates can't get in front of it and field it. It's off to center field for another base hit. Don't think Charlie Bates got a glove on it at all.
As soon as that hit off the mound, I knew this one probably wasn't going to be fielded. And it's not a shot at Charlie. That was a clear in-between hop, which is very hard to be able to control.
Now Terrence Keel up to the plate here. 2 down and 2 on in the top of the 4th.
They better not rule that an error. That'd be a really tough error.
Did rule it an error.
What?
Michael Torres reaches on a fielding error by shortstop Charlie Bates.
What
rough
world?
play. As an 0-1 after the called strike. Yeah, I'm with you there. That's a tough one.
It's like Olivas is getting the pitch comm from the dugout. He was asking for them to rerun the signs or the signal, I guess it is.
0-1, foul tipped into the mitt. Olivas ahead 0-2. With pitch comm, you can have the catcher call the game, the pitcher call the game, coach call the game. You can do it at the high school level now.
What?
Yeah, it's coming this new season, which is a bit crazy in my opinion. 1 and 2. They're just starting that up. Pitch comm.
Isn't that based on the program? I mean, I don't know how expensive pitch comm is, but I'm sure a high school that doesn't have a ton of money maybe wouldn't be able to.
They also release with the news that that's a thing. Pitch comm released a baseline kind of product for schools. As the 1-2s downstairs, 2 and 2.
Didn't it come out today that ABS is coming to college baseball full time?
I don't know.
I thought I saw that. I mean, I got to double check that, but.
The World Wide Web. At your fingertips here. 2-2 pitch. Foul tipped away. Keel stays alive here with 2 runners on.
Yeah, it looks like it will be coming in the beginning of the 2027 season. Which will be interesting because a lot of lower income mid-major schools aren't going to have a video board to even show the pitch, so they'll just have to use the TrackMan and just have, I guess, the PA guy just go strike ball.
2-2, too low. Counts full 3 and 2. Well, there's a lot of instant replay in college baseball where the umpires will just disappear into a closet pretty much and come out with the call, which isn't too far off from how it actually plays out in the MLB as well. Full count pitch, runners on the move, and that's a called strike 3. 2 left on base by Olivas as the Harbor Hawks still trail 3-2 heading to the bottom half here on Cape League TV.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
Wherever you need to go, arrive in comfort, style, and complete peace of mind. From seamless rides to and from Logan Airport, to the energy of the big game in the city, to unforgettable weddings, proms, and nights out with friends. Bella Luxury Transportation is there every step of the way. No stress, no driving. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. Bella Luxury Transportation, leave the driving to us.
Welcome back to the Goldberg Law Group 4th inning at McKeon Park. Did you know Goldberg Law Group PC is the Cape's premier personal injury law firm? The Goldberg Law Group has served Cape and the Islands for more than 38 years, and we're proud to support the local events, organizations, and traditions that make this community so special. As the Cape's leading law firm, Goldberg Law Group believes in helping people, building relationships, and giving back whenever we can. That's why we're honored to sponsor the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in another great night of Cape League baseball. Bottom 4, Harbor Hawks trailing by a run. All 5 runs were scored here between the bottom of the 2nd and top of the 3rd. And the Harbor Hawks send Charlie Bates, Andrew Lamb, and Henry Ziener up to the plate. The pie eating contest just got done between innings, and not to your standards. You probably would have won that if you were going up against Liam Kineen, Max.
Well, concerning the fact that I did win on Sunday, despite what people might have said over the loudspeaker. I mean, I am a little bit sore about it.
The 0-0 pitch to Charlie Bates, in for a strike. What is this, Deflategate kind of wins? Or
all right, you know what they got to do? They got to get a food scale out there and then weigh the pie after, so then it could be an objective.
ground ball hit from Charlie Bates over to second base. Abernathy onto first base. Now, if you get a food scale, does it change the strategy? Because I don't know. How do you become a fan favorite and get the fans ahead of you on your side?
I mean,
but if you really want to destroy enough pie on a tray, do you just bash your head into it and not even try to eat the thing?
I mean, I went for the quality bite over quantity bite. That was one of your commentary. Jonah Barkov was just just every second, but he was getting barely any pie out.
Swing and a miss for Andrew Lamb. Oh, 1 count. Estridge still working into his fourth inning of work. Another pop-up foul.
I think it's very likely that Raymond Olivas' day is done just because of how high the pitch count went after that tough inning with the drop third strike. 73.
That last shot, he was just making his way back from the bullpen into the dugout. The 0-2 to Lamb. Popped up. And over in center field, patrolling Torres has it for the second out.
Again, these balls are really carrying a lot more than it looks. I mean, this ball probably had a 45-plus degree launch angle. Lamb clearly got under it. Again, he's got prolific power. We saw that back in the second inning, but that one ended up, threatening the area of the warning track. Wasn't about to leave the yard or anything, but still traveled a decent bit.
It's a windy day, some heavy gusts heading out towards the outfield as Zener pops up the first pitch he sees. Ranging around the third base bag, back to fair territory. Pantier has it for the final out and a quick bottom of the fourth as the Harbor Hawks still trail 3-2, heading to the fifth on Cape League TV.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Why are you in business? Is it to follow a dream? To carry on a legacy? Whatever your reason, at Cape & Coast Bank, we're as dedicated to your business as you are. Our cash management services help your business prevent fraud, manage payments and deposits, operate efficiently, and maximize earnings. To all the local businesses here in our communities, we say, we're here to business. Learn more at capeandcoastbank.com. Cape & Coast Bank, powering local.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Top of the fifth here and a new pitcher on as Raymond Olivas gives way for Sam Mitchell. The Harbor Hawks turning to their bullpen here after 4 innings of work from Raymond Olivas. He went 5 innings, his first start. Mitchell making just his second appearance of the summer. Sam Mitchell with a 6.75 ERA as Will Fosberg's taking over behind the plate. He followed out his bullpen mate. He was warming him up.
Well, that's interesting. Now
Fosberg's behind the plate.
I believe the only guy on the bench for Hyannis is Swigart.
So Fosberg into the game here, taking the spot of Andrew Lamb. It's been a short bench for Hyannis for the past few days. Sam Mitchell, his first appearance and only appearance on the Cape, went an inning and a third with a hit, a run, and 4 walks. Pitched back on the 9th against Falmouth in a 9-1 loss. Relieved Jonah Barkov in that one. The lineup flips over to start the 5th with Jay Abernathy leading off for Brewster. First pitch from Mitchell in for a strike. We don't know much on Andrew Lamb exiting this game. He flew out to center field in the bottom half of the inning as the 0-1 to the backstop, 1-1.
Yeah, that's scary for Hyannis. Hopefully Andrew Lamb is okay, but I mean, especially in this game, they have nobody else at depth in terms of catching, and Lamb's been great for Hyannis early.
The 1-1 inside. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. The breaking ball at the top of the zone, can't get the call.
Well, Sam Mitchell, in his only appearance on the Cape, it was the walks that came back to bite him. He had 4 in an inning and a third of relief on July 9th against Falmouth.
Popped up sky high in foul territory. Caden Miller making his way over towards the bullpen, and it falls out of play over the fence. And that net, once again, in the way here. This time Hyannis getting in the way a bit.
Yeah, I don't think Brewster knows the lore of the net from last night. It was the first baseman Milwaukee for Chatham who caught a pop-up from Jax Jimenez in foul territory. And then Bates tagged up and scored. So it was a sacrifice fly P3, which you really don't see too often.
So never fear about Andrew Lamb. He is still in the game in left field. He's pitching the dirt on the full count. Leadoff walk here for Jay Abernathy. Exiting the game is Liam Barrett. Barrett was due up in the bottom of the 5th. And now Fosberg will play in his spot.
So a bit of a sigh of relief for Hyannis, but also the concern remains about the status of Liam Barrett.
First pitch upstairs to Jamie Laskowski. Runner on first.
That means Fosberg will be batting 8th, presumably, where Barrett was hitting.
Mitchell gets the ground ball through up the middle. And Laskowski on with a single, going first to third. Abernathy in safely. Some early trouble with no outs here in the top of the 5th.
This one just split the Red Sea right up the middle, and Abernathy's got plenty of speed to go first to third. The pitching's been great for Hyannis as of late, but here an opportunity for Brewster to change that narrative. Laskowski's been red hot.
Jacob Lee, 2 on with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Looking for some insurance runs as the Harbor Hawks trail by 1. Final line on Raymond Olivas. 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Had 2 strikeouts through 5 innings his first start, as a swing and a miss evens the count at 1-1. Runners on the corners. Mitchell with the 1-1 pitch. Missing for 2-1 count here.
Mitchell also struggled with command at Southern Miss. He's got great swing and miss stuff, so sometimes he just needs to get the first one on the board, just get an out, and then he'll settle in more.
Swing and a miss here. 2-2.
90-mile-an-hour fastball there. So not blazing, but he mixes the pitch as well.
2-2, runner on the move from first base as a ground ball to Charlie Bates. Fielded, throw across the diamond, pulls Caden Miller off the bag. It's by him, heading behind into the bullpen as it's out of play. Some fielding miscues from shortstop. Was runners on first and third with Laskoski on the move on the pitch.
They're going to send him back to third, but I mean, Brewster gets another run on the board, and now they've got a huge opportunity here to extend the lead even more and potentially break the game open a bit.
Now the infield coming in here for Hyannis, as Abernathy came in to score. Laskoski on third and Lee on second for Blaine Brown. Still no outs in the top of the fifth and a first pitch ball. So second error of the game for Charlie Bates. A fielding error, now a throwing error.
I believe Lee still picks up the RBI on that, because Abernathy would have scored regardless.
Lee is up to 3 RBIs after a 2 RBI single in the third. One count. Brown at the plate. Mitchell's pitch. Turn around to left field. Carrying well. Heading back. Lamb able to grab it on the run. A throw to third base will hold up Jacob Lee there, but Laskoski comes in on the sacrifice fly.
That was actually a really good route for Andrew Lamb. Does not have blazing speed, but of course he's played a lot of left field in his life and in college, so he understands how to take a good route to the baseball. Doesn't go too steep, goes straight back, able to track it down. I thought he had no chance off the bat at first just with how shallow he was playing, and able to get an out, but Brewster gets another run.
Lead up to 5 as the Whitecaps lead 5-2 with a runner on second base still with Jacob Lee for Holden Paintier. Fouled at the plate. 0-1 count to to Paintier. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Paintier, the third baseman for the Whitecaps. That's not bad for your first play in left field after spending the first 4 innings behind the plate for Andrew Lamb. The 0-1 from Mitchell. A breaking ball in for a strike. Levis exited with a 3-2 deficit for Hyannis. Mitchell has quickly allowed Brewster to add on. Here's the 0-2. Can't find the bottom of the zone. 1-2. One-two count, one away, and a 5-2 lead for Brewster. Jacob Lee off second base. Mitchell's pitch. Grounded softly towards third base, rolling foul.
Mitchell probably wants to pitch for a strikeout here. Of course, not as imperative with there being 1 out, but even a ground ball to the right side would be somewhat productive because it would move the runner, although it would make it with 2 outs.
1-2. Another foul ball. Pantier just staying alive at the plate. Count still 1-2 in Mitchell's favor. And the swing and a miss. It's foul tipped into the mitt for Fosberg. The home plate umpire,
they got
Joe Labella, calls it a foul ball.
What about J.C. Fernandez? He's got a good view of that.
This feels a bit familiar to how we started last night with the Chatham Anglers. And the 1-2 once again. This time the breaking ball is a swing and miss held on to by Fosberg. And one pitch later, Mitchell picks up the strikeout.
And now with 2 outs, you can kind of relax in the sense of you don't have to worry about certain locations. You're just going for the out. Could be in the air, could be on the ground.
Cash Strayer up with 2 outs and a runner on second base. He's 0 for 2. Popped out and struck out. 271 batting average as he sees a first pitch strike. The clouds have rolled in here at McKeon Park. Still feel the wind. Has a ground ball to first base. Caden Miller has it on a hop, takes it to the bag himself for the 3rd out. But Brewster adds on with 2 more runs and lead 5-2, heading to the bottom of the 5th on Cape League TV.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
A stay with Del Mar Vacations is more than a getaway. It's a refined Cape Cod experience. From beautifully maintained homes and elevated amenities to personalized service at every step, we deliver a level of care that sets us apart. Our dedicated local team ensures every detail is thoughtfully handled, allowing you to relax and enjoy your time on the Cape. With luxury homes in Barnstable and more than 400 properties across Cape Cod, Del Mar makes finding your perfect retreat effortless.
Hey Harbor Hawks fans, did you know the Nat Cape Cod is the official Light Up the Park sponsor of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks all season long? Thanks to the NAC, the lights at McKeon Park stay bright all summer. With 2 convenient locations in Orleans and Hyannis, the NAC is the perfect spot for a burger, taco, milkshake, and much more. Visit thenatcapecod.com to learn more or order online today. Bottom of the 5th, coming up on Cape League TV. Charlie Adams alongside Max Schwartzberg as the Harbor Hawks send Caden Miller, Taylor Kirk, and now Will Fosberg up to the plate. Entered defensively behind the dish as Andrew Lamb moved to left field and Liam Barrett exited the game.
Leading off for the Harbor Hawks, the first baseman from UT San Antonio, number 2, Caden Miller. First baseman.
Caden Miller up to the plate, struck out his first time up. First pitch swung on and missed. Estridge had a small sample size in the Cape League. He's done perfectly well for Brewster, entering his 5th inning of work. First start on the Cape after pitching just 1 inning earlier this week. Here's the 0-1. Just off the plate, 1-1. Estridge has back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Here's the 1-1 to Caden Miller. In for a called strike, 1-2. Brewster continues to get closer and closer to chasing down Yarmouth Dennis for the top of the East. Here's the 1-2 pitch, just off the plate, 2-2.
Didn't Whitey start the season 18-2-1 or?
Sounds about right.
Well, now they're 25-1. I think they are arguably have been most affected by the MLB draft. We talked about it last week, but they have one of the older rosters, which means more guys eligible.
Count runs full.
They just lost again, or is that another day?
They were 19-2-1 before going on a bit of a losing skid. Caden Miller gets a hold of this pitch, heading out to right field and on its way back. Strayer has it towards the warning track for the first out.
Look at the stagger right there. That was the wind carrying this ball about an extra 10, 15 feet. What would have been a can of corn ended up being a warning track ball.
Taylor Kirk up with one away, nobody on here in the bottom of the fifth. Yarmouth Dennis lost back-to-back games earlier this week before falling to Wareham yesterday.
1-0.
And right now, not doing too bad against Orleans. Up 8-4 with the bases loaded in the bottom of the seventh. Has to be starting to get a little dark there in Yarmouth Dennis. No lights at Red Wilson Field.
Have they pushed the start back to 4:30 yet, or I believe that's after the All-Star break, right?
First pitch was at 5:02. As a swing foul tipped into the mitt for strike two. 0-2 count here on Taylor Kirk.
Katuitt plays some games at 4:30, right, on Saturdays, I believe. I remember when Hyannis went to Katuitt on the 20th of June. I believe it was a 4:30 first pitch.
Harwich is at up to a 4:30 start tomorrow as a liner. Sent over to shortstop Laskoski. Fields it, throws on to first. I think that was one of your in-between hops, but he was able to stab it.
I think that could have been a look what I found. He seemed to also maybe lose his footing right when it happened, but regardless, it's a 6-3 and it's an out.
So Will Fosberg from the bench to behind the plate, and now the batter's box up with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the fifth. Upstairs, 1-0. The 1-0 from Estridge. Called strike. 1-1 count.
Fosberg trying to break out of a bit of a funk. Struggled in the month of July, but a guy who can get right back on the horse with just one good swing, and that's kind of what Hyannis needs now. They need base runners, especially with 2 outs.
1-2 now. One-two count, 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch from Estridge in the dirt. No swing from Fosberg. The at-bat continues. Caught a piece of Jacob Lee. He's trying to shake it off a little. Telling the Brewster dugout he'll be all right. Joe Lobello behind the plate gave him a bit of professional courtesy.
You gotta love that. He understands how difficult it is to be behind the plate, whether it's a catching spot or the umpire.
2-2, 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Looking to finish off inning 5. Estridge runs the count full, 3-2. Payoff pitch in the dirt, and Fosberg works his way back for a walk to keep the inning alive with 2 outs.
Well, that's a nice plate appearance coming off the bench. Of course, he was in defensively the past half inning, but second time we've seen Fosberg kind of thrown into the fire. Remember that time that Ortega exited with an injury? Fosberg was warming up a pitcher in the bullpen, had to put on his helmet, and then immediately took a hack and fouled it off before walking. Here he gets the walk after coming in as a defensive replacement.
He was on the move on the first pitch to J.C. Davis, fouled to the backstop. Fosberg had a stolen base against Yarmouth Dennis on the 4th of July. Two for 2 on stolen bases this season. The 0-1, high chopper over to Luskowski. Throw on the run, in time to first base for the final out, as the Harbor Hawks still trail 5-2, with Will Fosberg being left on base as we head to the 6th here on the Cape League TV.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
A stay with Del Mar Vacations is more than a getaway. It's a refined Cape Cod experience. From beautifully maintained homes and elevated amenities to personalized service at every step, we deliver a level of care that sets us apart. Our dedicated local team ensures every detail is thoughtfully handled, allowing you to relax and enjoy your time on the Cape. With luxury homes in Barnstable and more than 400 properties across Cape Cod, Del Mar makes finding your perfect retreat effortless.
Welcome back to Cape League TV. Top 6. Netting Pro Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. 5-2, Brewster up on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here. Both teams entered riding 2-game winning streaks and entered 5 points out of the top spot of their divisions. In the East, that means a 17-7-2 record for Brewster, and in the West, that's a 12-14 record for Hyannis. Another similarity between the teams was their run differentials. Both teams with 36. 36 in a positive direction for Brewster, negative 36 for Hyannis. But it still turns into 5 points out of the division lead.
That's baseball for you, am I right?
Sometimes that's just how it goes. As Owen Jenkins will lead off. 7-8-9 due up for the Whitecaps. First pitch strike from Sam Mitchell, working into his second inning of work. The 0-1 downstairs, 1-1.
It's a very windy day. The trees in the outfield are just going crazy.
Bullpen just starting to ramp up for Brewster. Not too much urgency as a foul ball at the plate counts 1-2.
Of course, now as I say that, they go completely stagnant.
1-2 swung on and missed in the dirt. Fosberg up and firing to first base to complete the strikeout. Retired here for the first down.
We've seen that breaking ball get a lot of Whitecaps swinging tonight. That's now 6 punch outs for the Harbor Hawks pitching staff.
Michael Torres, 0 for 2 today. He reached on an error in the 4th inning. That was the rough one for Charlie Kirk on an in-between hop. Charlie Bates has a strike. 1-1. I didn't even notice that. I don't know. Breaking ball just misses. Two and one. 2-1 fouled away. 2-2. Two. Grounded foul. Mitchell's 2-2 pitch. Fouled away at the plate.
I said 6 strikeouts. I actually meant 7. There was a strikeout looking to Terrence Keel that I didn't highlight. But still, it remains getting a lot of whiffs, and that's got to feel good for this pitching staff.
2-2 downstairs. Count runs full once again.
And you really never want to see a full count to this part of the order. I believe it was Torres, who's up now, who reached on the drop third strike. That started that 3-run rally for the Whitecaps in the 3rd.
Full count pitch, fisted out towards center field, will fall in front of Jax Jimenez. 1-out single for Michael Torres.
Ironically enough, Torres is now 1 for 3, but he's reached base all 3 times. Of course, not in terms of on-base percentage. It was a drop third strike in the 3rd. He reached on that E6 in the 4th, and then now he singles here in the 6th. Baseball again, when we return to one of those games that you might not be having the best game. Of course, he gets a knock here, but you still can make a difference and get on.
Pitch to the plate, misses 1-0.
Hyannis has turned plenty of double plays this season, but I think it's been a couple days.
Pitch off the plate. It's Terrence Keel ahead 2-0. In the dirt, blocked up by Fosberg. Three-0 count. 1 down and a runner on first in Michael Torres. Bottom of the order here with Terrence Keel. Strike called. Counts 3-0, 3-1.
Sure, Jamie Shevchik threw on the take sign there. Must throw strike here, but on 3-1, Keels definitely has a green light to let something fly.
The 3-1 grounded to second base or third base. Hyannis bobbles it, throws onto first in time. He's lucky to have one.
Let's take another look at this, because look at this ball stay down. You would expect that one to go up on a high hop, and I know I've talked about it a lot this season, but when it hits the lip of the grass, sometimes it'll just kind of deaden, And you can see Einish had it queued up for a high hop for a 5-4-3, but this one staying down. He had to go from up to down, which is the exact opposite way you're taught to field a ground ball. But it wasn't really his fault because, I mean, you'd expect that one to be up at the chest.
A 1-0 here to the leadoff man today, Jay Abernathy. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Ball just off the plate. That outer part of the plate has been dangerous.
Hasn't been called very often, though.
(2-0). Torres at second base with large lead. Not being held on too closely here. Foul ball, counts 2-1. (2-1). Breaking ball off the plate. 3-1. Mitchell with the 2-1 pitch. Blocked up by Fosberg. Counts 3-1. Looking to get out of his second inning of work. Putting up a 0 after allowing 2 runs in the 5th.
A lot of 3-ball counts in this inning, and while he hasn't issued a free pass until now, it's always tough to essentially be digging yourself a bit out of a hole. It's the 3rd walk worked by Jay Abernathy. This guy's got quite an eye.
Second walk issued by Sam Mitchell as the inning continues for Jamie Laskowski. Pitch downstairs, a 1-0 count on Laskowski.
I mean, I keep coming back to this term, but I mean, it's tough with the non-competitive misses, and I think that one's going to prompt the mound visit out of Austin Wallace. Of course, it's never always the goal to throw a strike every single pitch, but you want every pitch to be competitive, whether it be threatening the zone, whether it be out of the zone on an 0-2 count that you don't want to give him anything too good to hit. So, I mean, when it's just a pitch like that you don't even have to think about taking it because all you're thinking about as a batter is not getting hit by the pitch, jumping out of the way, and innate human instinct. That's when it could be frustrating, especially for a pitching coach, and Austin Wallace coming out as the meeting concludes.
There is action in the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Mitchell should be able to be allowed to finish this inning if he can work through a little bit of trouble here.
Looks like Clay Masonis is getting loose for the Harbor Hawks.
As the lineup flips over, Laskowski batting second tonight, taking ball 2 after the mound visit. 2-0 count. Laskowski singled in the 5th. Missing off the plate once again, 3-0.
Sonis just started throwing. He's right now kind of on flat grounds, but it seems like there is a sense of urgency down there, trying to get loose pretty quickly. I'm sure Mitchell's got a couple more guys, but he's at 51 pitches through an inning and 2/3, so he's had to work.
The 3-0. Can't find it on the outer part. It's a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for Jacob Lee.
Probably the last guy you want to see with the bases loaded. He leads the Cape League with 5 round trippers. I mean, he could blow this game wide open on one swing.
Mitchell is over 50 pitches in an inning and 2/3. First pitch to Lee, called strike. A swinging strike here. Ahead on Jacob Lee, 0-2.
I think he's going to stay away. Try to paint a corner here on 0-2. You got a couple pitches to work with. But it's when Lee gets extended on the middle inner part of the plate where he lifts it in the air.
The 0-2 in the dirt, no swing this time from Lee. At bat continues 1-2 with 2 down and the bases loaded. Brewster looking to extend a 5-2 lead. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away to the backstop.
Lee checking on that twig. He was so far out in front, he literally hit it on the top of the bat. He's lucky he got a piece of that. He basically was fully around. It just hit the very top of the bat. Forget what it's called exactly, the part of the bat, but the cap. Thank you, Quincy Bell, off the mic.
1-2 fouled away once again. Still 2 down. If the base is loaded, Mitchell a pitch away from leaving it that way. The 1-2. Grounded sharply between short and third into left field. Andrew Lamb fields it and will lob it back into the infield with 2 runs coming across the score. And Jacob Lee, he's up to 5 RBIs.
Wow. Have a day, Jacob Lee. Cape League All-Star and Home Run Derby participant coming up, but pretty remarkable. He's picked up at least a ribby in his last 3 ABs.
He'll be entering his junior year at VCU. First pitch to Blaine Brown, in for a strike. His freshman season in 2025, he was the Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Year over Rylan Lujo of Dayton. As the 0-1 pitch to Blaine Brown, grounded to second base, and Taylor Kirk throws on to first in time. Comes a batter late as the Harbor Hawks allow more runs to score and will send it down to the sideline with Sam Guarini standing by.
Thanks, guys. I had the chance ahead of tonight's game to catch up with Harbor Hawks' newest addition, Trey Swigart. He got here just 3 days ago. He said he's never been to this side of the country, so he's really excited to experience Cape Cod and all that it has to offer. He hasn't hit the beach just yet, but is very high up on his list. But most importantly, he's very excited to be in the Cape League to experience some of college's best playing. Thanks so much, and back to you guys.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network for the bottom of the 6th inning, brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty, military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. The lead continues to grow for Brewster here. 2 more runs in the top of the 6th. As a new arm on the mound here for the Whitecaps. Turning over to a lefty, Sam Hentges coming out of the bullpen.
Actually called Sam Hentges in 2024 summer ball in the California Collegiate League, the same team that Jax Jimenez played for last summer, the Conejo Oaks. But this is a guy who's got a really nice fastball and good command for it with the left-hand part of the plate.
Ends the day on Gaines Estridge. After 5 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Big home run from Andrew Lamb. It's Hentges. 1 2/3 innings this season, a 0 ERA and a 1.2 whip on the season. Small sample size, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. Taking over here.
Out of Air Force, 19 appearances this past spring. ERA flirting with 7, so he struggled in that category. I think one of the big reasons were the hits pretty high, but also the walks a bit of a concern. He does get a lot of strikeouts, though, that is for sure. 30 and 24 innings. Lots of movement on that fastball, some good lefty run.
The first man to meet him out of the bullpen is Matt Hyannis as the lineup flips over. Here in the bottom of the 6th. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. First pitch ball. And the Harbor Hawks now with a new arm on the mound, maybe a chance to turn things around, trailing by 5.
Of course, lots of lefties in the lineup, so that could be a matchup advantage for Brewster.
Pitch outside, 2-0.
Should probably take here. Down to now 5 runs. You got a really hot top/middle of the order coming up, and he hasn't found the zone in the first 2 pitches. Maybe see a strike and reassess.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Taken to left field. Diving Laskowski can't glove it down. It's a single for Matt Hyannis, who did not listen to you, Max.
Yeah, or just proved that Max Schwartzberg does not know an ounce of baseball. Gets a fastball down the middle. What was I thinking? Take a good swing on it. Take it the other way, Matt. Little base knock to start us off here in the 6th.
Jax Jimenez up to the plate, 0 for 2. Now batting from the right side as a mound visit. Joe LaBella joining from the start.
Kind of like an awkward third wheel. He's just there.
I don't know if I've seen that too often.
He's just totally listening in. I mean, usually they go out there to span the meeting, but I guess he just wanted to be included.
How tall is Jacob Lee?
You know what? I think it was Joe LaBella who was talking to Mitch Carricker earlier today when I asked who that was. He was wearing all white.
Oh, yeah.
I think that makes a little bit more sense now.
That might be right. That's a 2-0. Fouled off sharply towards the Brewster bullpen.
Well, he got there early then. I mean, that was about, I don't know, 4:30?
There's an umpire. I don't know which it is in the league. His license plate's from Connecticut, and it says, "You're out."
Oh, I think I've seen that
play.
before.
I saw it in Catuit, where the umpire parking is just right there on the way in. 2-1. Swing and a miss from Jimenez.
Well, the last time Jimenez batted from the right side, he left the yard to right center field.
I don't know how many R's it is, but I think it is like YRRRROUT. You're out. I was like, hey, it's pretty good for an umpire. 2-2 pitch.
Oh.
Wicked swing there, but Jackson Jimenez clearly went around the plate for strike 3. Frustrating strikeout for the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Sam Hentges out of the bullpen.
And now you got 4 straight lefties coming up to the plate. Bates, Lamb, Zener, and Miller. I mean, Bates has proven time and time again that he can hang in there against lefties. Yesterday, his game-tying double in the 8th inning was against a southpaw. He actually has a higher average against lefties, but he doesn't slug as much usually.
Bates takes inside for ball 1. When I asked Coach Mitch Carricker pregame yesterday about having a short bench and having to not be able to play matchups too much where you have all these lefties in the order, he looked at it as a positive, where these guys are here for the summer, getting opportunities where they know they're going to play every day because there's not many other options, and they know they get a chance to prove themselves left on left.
Collision. Oh, we missed it. We were on Bates. Ball boys Friendly banter. Totally colliding, though.
1-1, Hyannis on the move. Goes on a breaking ball, and Jacob Lee's throw not in time.
Well, Hyannis had 2 stolen bases last night. Now he's got 3 in 24-hour time span. I guess that's more 48, but you got the idea.
It's a 2-1 count here.
Now tied with Jax Jimenez for the team lead with 6.
Two-one. Misses. 3-1. One down here in the bottom of the 6th with Matt Hyannis off second base now after the stolen base. Foul ball up and out of play to run the count full.
See Bates find a gap here. He's done that over the last 48 hours. No, it was 24 hours. I was right. But he's got really good gap-to-gap power, and he's got great speed to show it off.
Here's the full count pitch. Grounded up the middle. Could be tough play for either of them up the middle. The one to field it is Laskoski onto first base. And he was ruled out.
That one looked really close. Let's take another look. I mean, it was bang, bang, but I got saved. Bates can't believe it. That's a hang with him.
He does advance Hyannis over to third base, but now with 2 outs for Andrew Lamb.
I mean, that kills the entire momentum of the inning. You could have had runners at the corners with 1. You got a power hitter who's already taken one out of the yard today in the box.
First pitch misses low.
Although Lamb, very much so, does not have reverse splits. He hit over 300 against righties at USC and down around the 240 range against lefties, but the big drop-off was the power. He just doesn't see the same side as well, which I guess makes sense.
1-0 in for a strike. Jamie Laskoski and Jay Abernathy both were right there on that ball.
Could have been a collision. Good thing nobody collided or got injured.
Brewster still manages to get the out. Here's the 1-1. Rough swing there to just get a piece. 1-2.
That might be the latest swing that I've ever seen actually make contact.
How about the batting glove in the back pocket?
Again, he uses that front glove like a golfer during BP, but
it's just an accessory here.
Little companion.
Lucky glove. Here's the 1-2. Reached out and up the middle once again, this time an easier play as Abernathy fields it, throws onto first in time. The Harbor Hawks can't get Hyannis in from third base. And we head to the 7th here on Cape League TV. Brewster leads 7-2.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Why are you in business? Is it to follow a dream? To carry on a legacy? Whatever your reason, at Cape Coast Bank, we're as dedicated to your business as you are. Our cash management services help your business prevent fraud, manage payments and deposits, operate efficiently, and maximize earnings. To all the local businesses here in our communities, we say, we're here to business. Learn more at capeandcoastbank.com. Cape Coast Bank, powering local.
Top of the 7th inning, brought to you by Milton Cat. Proud to power the Cape all summer long. Back here on Cape League TV, and a Brewster 7-2 advantage over Hyannis, and it will be a new pitcher on the mound After Sam Mitchell is done, in comes Clay Masonis, who has not pitched since the 9th of July, second in relief against the Commodores. 2 innings, 4 earned runs, and 3 walks, no strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. It was pretty simply his toughest outing of the summer. But Sam Mitchell got into a little bit of trouble in the last inning, and Brewster scored a crooked number in the 5th and 6th.
Yeah, Hyannis struck first in this game with 2 runs in the 2nd inning, but it's just been downhill since due to a couple of errors and some timely Brewster hitting.
I mean, these Whitecaps have just had Hyannis' number really over the last couple seasons. The last Harbor Hawks win over this Brewster team, July 26th, 2024. So just under 2 years, and by the time these two teams meet up again, should the Whitecaps hang on tonight, it will be over 2 years since Hyannis has defeated Brewster.
Yeah, the only way Hyannis would be able to get another win is if these two met in the championship series.
Is this the last meeting of the regular season?
Yes. And with the way Brewster's been playing, it would not surprise me if they make the championship series. I mean, other than YD, they've been the team to beat. And with YD struggling a little bit, you could say Brewster's the best team with the way they're playing right now.
YD got pretty severely dismantled, I guess you could put it like that, from the MLB draft, which just passed a couple days ago. And I guess you could say at this point, unsurprisingly, we've got an issue with the pitch com.
Well, the thing for Brewster is they've had a lot of guys that have been contributors since day one. Their first game was here at McKeon Park, and we saw them come back from down 7-2 against Hyannis, who, oddly enough, is trying to do the same thing right now. But guys like Abernathy, Michael Torres, Jacob Lee, a lot of their main guys have been here since the start of the season. They've had some of the most continuity among their core players.
Yeah, that opening day win for Brewster, they scored 7 unanswered runs and had the bases loaded in the last 4 innings, the 6th through the 9th. Holden Pantiero leading it off for the Whitecaps. As Masonis, the second in relief. So third arm used by Mitch Carricker. So today has been a bit of an uptick in terms of runs allowed for Hyannis.
And part of it has just been they haven't had some of their top arms available because they've used them the last couple of games. Guys like Cohen Gomez, Truett Webb, Braden Sharp have all been used as of late out of the pen.
On the ground left side and past the dive of Charlie Bates into left field. A leadoff single for Holden Pantier to start off the top of the 7th inning.
And just hard hit on the ground. Through into left, and Brewster just continues to hit and hit and hit.
Pantier's another guy who's been hot as of late. And here's Cash Strayer, 0 for 3, and he struck out swinging back in the 4th inning. Brewster has taken advantage of pretty much all of Hyannis' mistakes tonight. And of course the big blow, that drop third strike wild pitch in the 3rd that saw 3 Brewster runs come across, which could have been the second out of the inning. And the starter Olivas was rolling. And unfortunately for him, all 3 runs that came in that frame ended up being earned.
I don't necessarily agree with that because I looked it up. If a runner reaches because of a drop third strike, it's up to the scorer's discretion on if he would have reached. So, like, if the pitch was way to the backstop, that could be considered an earned runner. But I didn't think that pitch was too bad from Olivas.
Strike called. Castro didn't love it. That part of the plate has not been called very consistently by Joe LaBella. But Fosberg was set up over the outside half and stuck it well. Hyannis looking to roll a pair here. On a 2-1, Strayer will watch strike 2. Goes from the fastball to the breaking ball as the count runs even. And this is where Masonis is at his best, when he battles back We've seen him put together a couple nice outings, but it's just been a couple that have stuck out as sore thumbs that have inflated the ERA to north of 11. Three and two count. We'll see if Pantier's on the move. Brewster has run frequently tonight. He is running, and it's in the air to left field. Barrett coming in, and it's in for a base hit. It's actually Andrew Lamb.
Another one just off the handle, but with the runner moving, nobody really in the vicinity of shallow left because Bates had to go cover the bag.
Back-to-back singles for the Whitecaps. Owen Jenkins up at the plate. He's another guy who's been here since day one. I mean, I guess you could say in terms of roster turnover and continuity, Brewster probably atop the Cape League and guys who have stayed for the long haul so far. This is game 27 tonight of the Cape League summer. So we're nearing 3/4 of the way done. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and Brewster has, you know, hung around with YD. They're only 5 points out of first right now. They could get there.
At one point, YD, it looked like the division was already set. Wild swing and a miss.
Well, for a while, Brewster was in third behind Harwich, who was in second, but the Mariners have cooled off a little bit.
Tapped on the ground up the third base line. We'll do it again at 1 and 2. Of course, the Cape League season, not as much, really to any degree, of a marathon compared to Major League Baseball, which is 162 games. But 40 games, it's still not a sprint. There's still long stretches in there. As both runners go, a swing and a miss, the throw down the third. Eats up Hyannis, and hopefully he's okay. Kind of slow to get up. A double steal pulled off by Holden Pantier, the leading lady, and Castrayer.
Brewster just runs and runs and runs and runs. With those 2 stolen bases right there, that's 5 on the game for them.
Hopefully Hyannis is all right. I think that ball skipped up on him and just got him straight on the shin. Of course, there's not a lot of padding. As Hyannis brings the infield in with 1 out.
Yeah, you got to prevent any more runs from crossing if you can.
High fly ball left field. Lamb coming in. Makes the catch. Runners trying to tag. Pantier will be out. Andrew Lamb guns down Holden Pantier. And Masonis is out of the jam.
Really close at the plate right there.
We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning on Cape League TV.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
When it comes to Chevy, there's only one name you need to know.
Hi, I'm Todd Copeland, and this is Copeland Chevrolet Hyannis. We stock more Chevys than anyone on Cape Cod.
And if you need the best price,
just check this out.
Copeland Chevrolet has over 200 new Chevys in stock, and they're all on sale today with huge discounts or new lower lease payments. Don't wait.
For the Chevy you want and the savings you need,
you can count on Copeland Chevrolet Hyannis. CopelandChevroletHyannis.com.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and Henry Zener to lead it off against Sam Henches. Hyannis got out of a jam in the top half. It was runners on second and third with one out, and then a 7-2 double play. Andrew Lamb gunning down Holden Pantier at the plate, who did not slide. Terrence Keel, we were talking about it in between innings. He was the on-deck hitter. Usually they give the signal to the guy coming in, you're up, you're down. But Ziener's coming up to the plate. Let's take you around the Cape League, presented by Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Orleans takes down YD. They've been struggling. 8-5 Firebirds, bottom of the 7th in Harwich. 5-2 Mariners leading, and Cotuit on top of Wareham, 6-1 in the 8th. And Bourne leads Chatham 2-1. Those Anglers have certainly been struggling. They've now lost 6 of their last 7. Ziener coming up.
If Cotuit can hold on to this win, it would be big for the Kettleers, because Wareham's only 2 points behind them for that last playoff spot. The Gatemen have really been playing some good ball as of late. So if Wareham would have won, it would have tied things up at 4th, but Cotuit can now move back 4 points ahead of the Gatemen.
Wareham beat YD 1-0 yesterday. Bit unexpected as Ziener almost gets hit. Did the Gatemen start 4-14? Was that their record at its worst?
They were. It was really bad, but they're not even the worst team record-wise. It's Orleans now. At one point, Wareham had won 4 out of 5, and Cotuit had lost 6 in a row.
Henry Ziener doubled back in the second inning and scored a run. Only one of 2 runs scored by the Harbor Hawks tonight, and now riding a 6-game hitting streak. 3-0 count here. Probably will be taken. I bet you a nickel. I've earned the nickel. 3-1.
I didn't accept the bet, though. I knew he was taken.
One of these days, we actually got to get a nickel counter. I'm owed at least $2.05 by Charlie Adams.
That'd be 41 times.
All right, maybe not that many times.
Because there's 20 nickels and $1.
All right, yeah. I mean, we could all do math, but you are a math tutor, though, so, I mean, it's good that you're able to do that calculation quickly. It's me and my calculator versus the world. On a 3-2. Ziener down on strikes, went fishing. Sam Henches has his second K of the day.
That's a bit of a frustrating at-bat for Ziener. He was ahead 3-0, but Henches just able to crawl, fight back in the at-bat, and this was a pretty pitch.
Caden Miller up. 0 for 2. He struck out against the starter, Hyannis Estridge. I mean, sometimes when you got a deficit like this, 5 runs, of course, it's not like the game has been blown open, but it feels like you're down a lot more. Hyannis is out of slam range, but they got a couple outs to work with. 8. And it's all about putting together nice plate appearances, getting a runner on, grabbing a big hit, and slowly chipping away.
Well, Brewster was in this exact same position on opening day. They were the ones down 7-2 in the 7th. And they came all the way back to beat Hyannis. We saw them score 5 runs in the 8th inning yesterday against Chatham.
Henches doesn't get the strike call from Joe Labella. It's been that outside part that's been pretty consistently left off. So the count in Miller's favor. Miller homered against these Whitecaps back on June 13th opening day. One of 3 round trippers for the UTSA product. It's the count back even.
For a while, those 7 runs that Hyannis scored on opening day, those are the most they had scored in a game all season until they put up 9 on YD on July 4th.
Knocked on the ground left side. Nice diving stop from Pantier. Gets up and throws high. Not in time. It threw Owen Jenkins up into the air, and Miller was chugging it down the line. He's got a 1-out base runner for Hyannis.
That will almost certainly be a hit. It would have been an amazing play by Pantier if he was able to get that one. Had to get up off his feet after the full extension dive.
It is an infield single. And now Taylor Kirk standing in, and the recipient of strike one. Kirk 0 for 2, grounded out to Jamie Laskowski at short, each of his first 2 times up to the plate. The Harbor Hawks have only had 5 at-bats with guys in scoring position tonight. Of course, not there yet with Miller just on first and a Tapper up the first base line.
They just got to keep the line moving here. Stay alive at all costs, and the big hit will come if you get a couple of base runners on.
Caden Miller has not stolen a base in 8 days. Last time was July 8th against Orleans. Not running as Kirk takes the first ball of the plate appearance, 1-2. 7-8-9 here for the Harbor Hawks with Miller on first, 1 out in the last of the 7th inning. You got Will Fosberg on deck and Davis in the hole. Kirk might have gone around. They checked. Yeah, he did. J.C. Fernandez, the first base umpire, rings them up for out number 2.
Yeah, that one was close. Yeah, it looked like he went around there.
So Fosberg standing in, still is not registered an official AB tonight. He started the game on the bench. Liam Barrett was in. Barrett exited defensively in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fosberg took over behind the plate. Andrew Lamb moved from catcher to left field. We just saw Lamb gun down Holden Pantier at the plate on a 7-2 inning double play. But Fosberg going left on left and will receive strike 1. It's been a tough stretch for Will, but still remains dangerous. Has not recorded a hit since July 4th. Inside out swing down the left field line and out of play. Hensch's jumping at early. And again, he kind of struggled with command during the collegiate season, and that's always been a bit of a blemish on his resume. He's, of course, got great swing and miss stuff. But when he gets into a role and into a rhythm, he's one of the best pitchers on a field at any time. Misses upstairs here.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that come to the Cape League that are like that. You know, they got really good stuff, but they just struggle with command at times. And this is sort of the time where they can try to iron out those problems before they return to their collegiate teams.
Miller's running, and the pitch is a called strike 3. This throw won't even matter. Hyannis down in the 7th inning. We're heading to the 8th. 7-2 Whitecaps on Cape League TV.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Top of the 8th inning, and let's look at the upcoming schedule. Tomorrow it's Orleans, and then the All-Star break Saturday, Sunday, the first scheduled back-to-back off days. Of course, that's happened twice this season with some rainouts. Chatham on Monday. After the road trip ends, it's back home against the Bourne Braves on Tuesday. Yarmouth Dennis on Wednesday at Red Wilson Field, and then back out to Bourne on Thursday for an away game. The Harbor Hawks are going to play Bourne, I believe, 3 times in 5 days. It's going to be a big stretch against the Bravos.
Of course, that's who Hyannis is chasing for first place in the West Division. Bourne currently tied up 2-2 with Chatham in the bottom of the 4th inning over at Veterans Field. And if Hyannis can't pull out this comeback, they'll be hoping on a Braves loss so they don't lose any ground in the division.
9-1-2 due up for Jamie Shevchik, Terrence Keel, Jay Abernathy, and Jamie Laskoski. Brewster on top of Hyannis. 7-2 as the Harbor Hawks look to throw up a donut and get back in the dugout, but the bats have been quiet since that 2nd inning. It's Clay Masonis going out for another inning of work, and a first pitch strike to Keel. Masonis out of UNCW and has worked mid and late relief out of the bullpen all season. This is the 2nd time he's pitched against Brewster this summer. He pitched on opening day on June 13th, and he ended up actually getting the loss in what was 7 unanswered runs for the Whitecaps and a 9-7 win after going down 7-2. Popped up right side, Caden Miller in foul territory, has out number 1.
Yeah, Masonis has really just struggled with the walk. Through 7 innings, he's walked 10 batters. He became the everyday closer for UNC Wilmington during his freshman season, but just hasn't really seen that control stay where it was on the Cape.
Top of the order, Jay Abernathy, who after striking out in the first has walked and scored a run all 3 times up since then. Even though Masonis got the loss on opening day against Brewster, I mean, he had a couple really big moments. He struck out back-to-back hitters with the bases loaded to strand 3 runners, but had a bunch of inherited runners, just a lot of difficulty as he falls behind of Abernathy 2-0, who very well likely could get a 4th walk of the night. On a 2-0, Abernathy will look at a fastball right down the heart.
And Brewster as a team likes to take a lot of walks. They're 3rd on the Cape with 128 walks coming into today's game.
Brewster looking for a 1-out base runner. They've done damage with guys on base. Check swing on a ball downstairs, and he did not go. Al Liberdoni, the 3rd base umpire, delivers the confirmation of the ball. So there it is. 4 consecutive walks for Jay Abernathy. And if history repeats itself, he could score a 4th consecutive run.
Yeah, and the most walks that a Harbor Hawk has had in a game was 2. That's happened multiple times throughout the year, but they haven't had a guy just go up there and get on base 4 times without swinging the bat.
5 walks on the day for Hyannis pitching, and Abernathy owns 80% of those. The Harbor Hawks, as of late, have kept it clean in terms of free passes. On July 10th against Harwich, it was a season low, just 2. But they go out to Gulf Field in Falmouth and continue as Abernathy runs on the pitch. It's a strike. The throw is wild from Fosberg, but a nice backup from Taylor Kirk. Abernathy swipes his 2nd bag of the evening.
And that's the 6th bag that Brewster has stolen today. Head coach Mitch Carricker said that Hyannis needed to limit the run game for Brewster, and they haven't done that tonight.
3 walks 2 days ago against Falmouth. Or 3 free passes, I should say. And then 5 free passes yesterday against Chatham. On the ground right side, Miller knocks it down. Now flips to Masonis covering. As Abernathy takes third base, Laskowski's out. Jacob Lee comes up to the plate, but there are 2 outs.
And Lee has had the hot hand today. He's driven in 5 of the Brewster runs.
At least 1 stake each of his last 3 times up at the plate. 2-run single in the 3rd. Picked up an RBI on a E6 in the 5th, although it was ruled still an RBI because Abernathy would have scored regardless of whether it was an error or not with less than 2 outs. And then another 2-run single in the 6th inning. So his RBI total up to 16 through 26 games played now. 0-2 advantage for Masonis. What a stop from Fosberg. That ball skipped in. Truly some post-to-post action there.
If Jacob Lee brings home Abernathy from third, he would tie Tommy Gooden for the Cape Cod League lead in RBIs with 19.
Chop to the left side. It's the second baseman, Kirk. And just under his glove in the shift. Lee wants 2. Lamb can't get it in time. Another run comes home for the Whitecaps. They're on top, 8-2. What I believe might be a hustle double. I don't know if it was a single then advance. I know that's got to be a double. He just kept going. It was kind of a lackadaisical run to the ball there, and it should be an RBI double.
I think you're right. No air there, just a bit of a lack of effort.
How about 6 runs batted in for Jacob Lee tonight? Unbelievable.
He's now tied for the league lead. 19 RBIs on the season.
To left field, Lamb going in, and he will get there to make the catch for out number 3. Another run comes home on the Jacob Lee double. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th, 8-2 Whitecaps on Cape League TV.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
A stay with Del Mar Vacations is more than a getaway. It's a refined Cape Cod experience. From beautifully maintained homes and elevated amenities to personalized service at every step, we deliver a level of care that sets us apart. Our dedicated local team ensures every detail is thoughtfully handled, allowing you to relax and enjoy your time on the Cape. With luxury homes in Barnstable and more than 400 properties across Cape Cod, Del Mar makes finding your perfect retreat effortless.
Hey Harbor Hawks fans, don't let bridge traffic throw you a curveball. Cape Cod Gateway Airport is your ticket to hassle-free travel. Located right here in Hyannis, we connect you to Boston, the islands, and beyond with daily flights and easy parking. Spend less time driving and more time at the ballpark. Learn more and plan your next getaway at flyhya.com. Cape Cod Gateway Airport, supporting our community one flight at a time. We've made it to the bottom of the 8th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Brewster Whitecaps. It's going to be Luke Wiltrakis making his third appearance of the Cape League summer. So far, 3 earned runs over 2 innings pitched. He's going to be heading out to ASU as a transfer out of Georgia. So going from the SEC to the Big 12.
Yeah, he's in a low leverage spot right now. He has struggled a little bit on the Cape, but he's got a 6-run lead to work with.
Final line on Sam Hench's 2 scoreless innings on 2 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, he was solid. Just kept Hyannis at bay. With how many lefties they have in the order, it's just hard for them to mount a rally against a left-handed pitcher.
J.C. Davis to lead it off for the Harbor Hawks here in the home half of the 8th inning. One that seems to be slipping away from Hyannis, and it's getting late, only 6 outs to work with. Davis 0 out of 2, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Yesterday in the bottom of the 8th inning, Hyannis was down 2-1 to Chatham, and he led off the frame with a walk and scored from first base on Charlie Bates's double. Ahead here 2-0. Now 3-0.
Yeah, if you're Hyannis, you just got to take some patient at-bats here.
My apologies, the scoreboard count was wrong. It's actually 2-1 now. Now the count to 3 balls.
Davis has walks in 3 of his last 4 games. He puts the patient approach up there.
Flips the bat and gets the bad news from Joe LaBella. Umpires don't tend to love that.
He flipped that way towards the dugout.
Second time that's happened this season. Taylor Kirk did it a couple days ago, and then he did end up walking on the next pitch. Check if he goes. No, he did not. J.C. Fernandez confirms a leadoff walk for the Harbor Hawks.
Well, this is how the big inning started yesterday in the 8th inning. J.C. Davis led off the 8th with a walk, and then Hyannis batted around and saw 5 runs come to the plate. They could use another performance like that right now.
So it's top of the order, Matt Hyannis. 1 for 3 today. He stole a base last time out in the 6th inning. Gets a unfavorable strike call that the Harbor Hawks dugout has verbalized their disagreement with. Davis aboard on first base, has not stolen a base this season. Not an attempted one either. Right around a month ago, Hyannis was playing in the College World Series. His pitch cannot find the zone. That's back-to-back 3-ball counts, and second time I've been duped out by the scoreboard. 2-1. On a 2-2, Hyannis will see ball 3. And this one wasn't too close. Almost looked like a pitch out. Of course, it wasn't a pitch out, but it looks like Wiltrakis missing up and away with a fastball, so probably coming down a little bit too late. You got Jax Jimenez waiting on deck. Davis is running, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back base on balls, and Hyannis has something brewing here in the 8th.
This is how the rally starts. Couple of walks. You got Jimenez coming up, who hit the big home run in the 8th inning yesterday. Game is never over until the last out is made. And Brewster's going to take a meeting here.
First time I've looked up in like 10 seconds. I dropped my highlighter and I was trying to fish it down there and evading every attempt. Harbor Hawks getting another AB with a runner in scoring position. They are 1 for 5 tonight, but now combining today and the last time these two teams played on July 5th, combining to go 2 for 15 with a guy at least on second base. And this is the inning where you can chip away. You got 6 outs to work with and a hot hitter at the plate. Jimenez 0 for 3 today. Of course, the big blast yesterday in the 8th inning. Maybe looking for some of that magic again. 6-run deficit for the Harbor Hawks.
If I'm Jimenez, I'm putting a patient approach up against Wiltrakis after the 2 walks.
First pitch nowhere close. It's going to get away. A wild pitch has 2 guys in scoring position.
Wiltrakis just completely lost this one, and he's going to have to find some control pretty quickly here.
First wild pitch of the day for Brewster. The starter for Hyannis, Raymond Olivas, had 2. As Jimenez pops it up left side of the infield. And a tough out, number 1.
And Jimenez was just trying to maybe do a little too much there. Pitch would have been close on the inner edge, but he just got under it and popped it up on the infield.
That'll bring up Charlie Bates, who probably should have had an infield single in the 6th. It appeared that he beat out one of those in-betweener ground balls between shortstop and second base, but could not get the call from J.C. Fernandez at first base, and 0 for 3 officially today. Takes ball 1. You got Davis on third and Hyannis on second. Brewster going to play with the infield back, up 6 runs. Not much of a surprise there. Still, Wiltrakis just doesn't really seem to have it so far.
Yeah, you got Andrew Lamb on deck, who hit that towering home run in the 2nd inning. So if Bates gets on with a walk or something, a big hit from Lamb could really crawl Hyannis back into the game.
Check swing, foul ball behind the plate.
Yeah, I don't think Bates was trying to offer at that one. He just was trying to time up the pitch, but it ran up and in and just caught his bat a little bit.
Bates batted leadoff last night. Batting third for a familiar spot in the order as he taps it in the air foul. Off to the left, probably a little bit frustrated with himself as he did expand the strike zone there on a pitch outside. So the count back even.
Bates is the only guy who has hit in almost all 9 spots in the order. The only spot he hasn't hit is 8th. He's hit everywhere else at least 1 point this year.
Another 3-ball count, third of the inning for Wiltrakis. First base is open. You got the power hitter Lamb on deck. On a 3-2, Bates knocks it on the ground right side of the infield. Jay Abernathy to first. A run comes in the back door as Davis is in. An RBI ground out for Charlie Bates.
Yeah, he hit it hard, but just on the ground to a good fielder in Abernathy. Hyannis does get a run home, but Brewster is very happy to trade it out for a run there.
8-3 now. Lamb up at the plate, and Hyannis taking third on the play, so he's 90 feet away. Lamb back to an opposite-sided matchup, and he'll send it on the ground to Abernathy. From the deep hole, just gets Lamb in time. Hyannis adds one, but they're down 8-3. We're headed to the 9th on Cape League TV.
Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
When it comes to Chevy, there's only one name you need to know.
Hi, I'm Todd Copeland, and this is Copeland Chevrolet Hyannis. We stock more Chevys than anyone on Cape Cod.
And if you need the best price,
just check this out.
Copeland Chevrolet has over 200 new Chevys in stock, and they're all on sale today with huge discounts or new lower lease payments. Don't wait.
for the Chevy you want and the savings you need,
you can count on Copeland Chevrolet Hyannis. CopelandChevroletHyannis.com.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Here in the top of the ninth inning, 8-3 Whitecaps over the Harbor Hawks. Brewster looking to win an 8th consecutive matchup dating back to 2024 against Hyannis, and they are well on their way to doing that should things hold up. Holden Pantier will lead it off. It'll be 5-6-7 to face Clay Masonis with Pantier, Castrayer, and Owen Jenkins scheduled. If anybody gets on, Michael Torres will have a chance. But all day, Brewster has taken advantage of Hyannis free passes. I mean, they've cashed in on, I believe, 5 of those runs they have come off of free passes. 4 walks, all came around to score for Jay Abernathy. And then it was the drop third strike for Michael Torres that he came around. It's a tough one. And Brewster just has had Hyannis' number over the last couple days. Last couple of years. Masonis is going to probably try to go finish this one off in terms of the Harbor Hawks pitching staff.
Well, the good news for Hyannis is Brewster will be the only team that will sweep them this season. They have at least one win against the other 8 teams. They'll play Orleans tomorrow. They're 2-1 against the Firebirds.
Harbor Hawks won the last meeting on July 8th against Orleans. Pantier 1 for 4. He stole 1 of 6 bases in this game for Brewster. This is a good Brewster offense, too. We can't let that bog down the effort or the free passes. Pantier lost the handle on the bat.
They've scored the 2nd most runs in the Cape, and they have the 3rd best ERA. I mean, they're just a complete squad.
To right field, and Zener will play it on a hop. Pantier, a wild turnaround first, but he'll retreat with a leadoff single.
The right fielder from Florida, 26, Cash Strayer. Right field, Strayer, number 26.
Up comes Castrayer, 1 out of 4. Another guy who's stolen a base. High fly ball deep right center. Jimenez now in front of the track. Has out number 1.
The first baseman from Texas Tech, number 29.
Strayer just got under that ball. Put a home run swing on it.
I think Jimenez, understanding the wind tonight, took a generous route to the ball, starting back, which, of course, it's much easier to be back and then come in than start in and then go back. So he came in for out number 1. Here's Owen Jenkins. Seven out of 9 guys in this Brewster order have gotten a hit. and all 9 have reached base. Jenkins has struck out each of his last 2 times up to the plate. Masson is certainly a guy with swing and miss stuff as UNCW's closer, but would love a ground ball right here. Instead, he'll line it to right field. Zener will not get there. It bounces in. Pantier going to go first to third and maybe beyond. He'll be held up. A 1-out 2-bagger for Jenkins, and Brewster threatening to add on.
These guys just don't stop hitting, do they? Jenkins, a great job there of getting out ahead of this pitch and just pulling it into the corner. And I wonder with Torres up, do you just maybe try to play some small ball and just ensure you get another run home? Because they have the liberty to just do that.
With 1 out, probably not, but definitely not. I'm calling your bluff.
All right.
I mean, if you're up 5 runs, there's no reason to play small ball. You're trying to extend the lead with the big swing as Hyannis brings the corners in. See, they don't need it. There's a base hit to left field. This could score 2. 1 run is in. Here comes Jenkins. He'll now be held up. 9-3 Whitecaps.
Good job opposite field hitting there from Torres. Just saw the fastball deep into the zone, punched it the other way.
Now 4 different guys have an RBI. And the only reason I bring it up is because one of the guys has 6 in this game. Here's Terrence Keel, who sends it on the ground to shortstop. Could be 2. Bates to second for 1. On to first, no chance. Another run comes in the back door as Terrence Keel's got wicked speed. 10-3, Whitecaps add on.
Yeah, Keel has some tremendous speed down the line. I mean, there was no chance Hyannis was turning 2 with how fast he is.
Second run batted in of the night for Terrence Keel. That flips it over to the top of the order, Jay Abernathy. And I talked about it the last time he was up, but he had walked 3 consecutive plate appearances and scored 3 consecutive runs. Now that is 4 consecutive walks and 4 consecutive runs scored by Jay Abernathy.
You think he's got another one?
Hopefully not with the bases loaded, or bases empty. Or I guess there's a runner on first. Tapper to first, and it's Miller who will take it to the bag himself to finally retire Abernathy. But Brewster adds on some more. 10-3, we're headed to the bottom of the 9th on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Made it to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Hyannis certainly has some work cut out for them. Down 10-3 as Wilt Rackus heads back out to close this one out for the Whitecaps. Just had to take a rosin bag straight to him. They threw it from the Brewster dugout.
And if you're Hyannis, you just try to gather some momentum for tomorrow's matchup at Orleans if you can. A couple of errors early, and Brewster took advantage of every single mistake Hyannis made today.
It actually is a new pitcher. It's James DeCramer. 4th appearance of the summer. He's got 1 save, although this definitely is not a save situation. 1 earned run over 6 1/3 innings. As Worakis, who, I mean, again, really just didn't have it command-wise, just goes the 1 run on 1 run, 1 inning on 1 run, and 2 walks.
DeCrimmer making his 4th appearance here. He does have a save. In 6 1/3 innings, he's only allowed 1 earned run. Junior from Phoenix, Arizona. He's an Arkansas Razorback.
Started his college career with Oregon State, the Beavers. And he's a returner to the Whitecaps. He pitched 8 2/3 innings last summer. And as you mentioned, spent this past spring at Arkansas in the SEC. Looking to close the book on Hyannis and capture an 8th consecutive win against the Harbor Hawks. Going back to 2024, Henry Zener stands in. Fastball down the middle at 90 miles an hour. I believe it was Brewster that came back from a 7-run deficit earlier this summer.
Yeah, that was against Chatham. They were down 8-1 at home.
High drive right field, but it'll stay in the yard. Strayer makes the catch. Probably got that one off the end of the bat. Miller standing in. 1 out of 3, a single his last time up. This is game 25 for Miller and team game 27. He's truly been here since day 1 and an everyday guy for Mitch Carricker. First pitch swinging down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Miller rounds first, heads for second as somebody blows the tire in the bullpen. Miller on his way for third. Strayer finally gets it in.
Hyannis has been hitting these triples like they're easy.
I was just going to say.
It's our 3rd triple in 2 games. We'll look at who has the most triples on the Cape. I'm not quite sure.
There's a reliever rolling around in the bullpen there. He didn't blow a tire. He was already down. I redact my statement. He was stretching. But instead of getting up, he literally rolled to the left.
So with that triple, Hyannis now takes over 2nd place for the most triples on the Cape. They just passed Brewster. Both teams had 5. Bourne has the most triples. They have 8. They have 8 triples and 8 home runs. That's pretty rare.
You know, I mean, at least I'm thinking about Doran Park. That's probably not the best place to hit a triple.
I think the best place would be.
I mean, here's not a bad bet. The outfield,
the corners
are
are very deep here at McKeon Park, so this would be a good spot to hit triples. Harwich is pretty deep in the gaps.
Oh, I know what it is. Easily Eldridge Park. I mean, dead center is literally 430 feet away. On the ground left side, a big bobble. Kirk will reach. Run comes in to score.
That's the 2nd error of the game for Brewster. Now 2 errors on either side. I think the thing with Eldridge Park is there aren't too many times where you see a center fielder just get straight up beat over the top. Most triples come down the line. It is a good one to hit triples, but I think Harwich and here would be the 2 best ones.
It's ruled an E5. Although Kirk does pick up the RBI. Fosberg standing in for the 3rd time tonight. The floor is a disaster up here in the press box. Quincy Bell has been secretly eating popcorn over the last 2 innings. To center. Cannot make the catch. So Fosberg's aboard on a single. Kirk heads to second.
Game not over yet. Hyannis putting a bit of a rally together.
It shows you how important those runs in the 9th inning were. Could have been an 8-4 deficit at this point, which of course isn't necessarily close, but it's a big difference than 10-4.
And tying run would have been on deck, and Brewster's going to talk things over here.
J.C. Davis at the dish. Pitching coach decides to not let the infielders come in. Just going to be a meeting between DeCramer, Jacob Lee, and pitching coach Brian Del Rosso. Labella was heading out there to break it up, but they're coming away.
Yeah, Davis drew a walk his last at-bat, came around to score. If he puts a tough at-bat up here, it'd load the bases potentially for the top of the order.
Davis looked like he probably was taken all the way there. Takes a strike down the middle. 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored a run back in the 8th inning. To Kramer, the 4th. Wing used by Jamie Shevchik as Davis swats it foul off to the right, now to play. Quickly finds himself behind, and nothing in 2.
The bottom of the order has done all the damage for Hyannis today. Top 3 hitters are just 1 for 11.
Definitely tough to win a baseball game when that's the case. I mean, that's probably not why Hyannis is losing 10-4, but it doesn't help. It could be a different game if those guys produced, but you know, that's just the reality. It's a difficult game as Davis swings and misses for strike 3.
And well, they'll need something now from the top of the order. Hyannis is the only guy that has a hit from the top 3. It was a single in the 6th.
Last game at McKeon Park before the All-Star break here in 2026. And Matt Einish, the last hope. Einish 1 out of 3 today. He's got the 1 hit from these top 3 guys. Before yesterday, Hyannis had scored 4 or fewer runs in the last 6 contests. The offense has still largely struggled in 2026. Just a team 216 average coming in.
And that 216 average was 9th in the Cape League. Despite being close to 500, Hyannis has really outperformed their statistical output. They found a way to win a lot of close games.
Took them 11 days into the regular season to get a come-from-behind win. But ever since that June 24th W against Orleans. They've been a really good comeback squad in close contests. As Hyannis sees the count go full. Runners will be on the move. Kirk on second and Fosberg on first. On 3-2, no run. Hyannis heads down the first. Now the bases are going to be loaded.
Jimenez had the home run yesterday. Never know.
Jax Jimenez homered from the right side of the plate. Harbor Hawks have struggled with bases loaded this season. The first pitch on the ground, right side and into right field, a base hit. Kirk scores. They're going to wave home Fosberg. A 2-run single, and Hyannis cuts the deficit down to 4. It's 10-6 now.
Well, they just got to keep the line moving. Good job here from Jimenez, finding a pitch he liked and smacked it through to the outfield. He had 3 runs batted in yesterday, and now he's got 2 more today.
Now 5 RBIs in the last 24 hours for Jax Jimenez. Here's Bates. Did not go. Hyannis aboard on second and Jax Jimenez on first. The tying run is on deck, so Hyannis could technically tie this game with 1 swing.
And Andrew Lamb has a home run today already in the on-deck circle.
Bates sends it on the ground right side. Abernathy will put this one away. 10-6 your final score. Brewster wins an 8th consecutive matchup against the Harbor Hawks. A tough one. Brewster puts up 13 hits. Hyannis does get 9 hits on the board, but not able to pull this one across.
Yeah, they put up quite the effort there at the end. Just a little too late with the 3 runs coming when the game was well out of hand, but they gathered a little bit of momentum to take with them to Orleans last game before the All-Star break.
Well, that'll do it for us with the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network on Cape League TV. For our sideline reporters, Sam Gorini and Ethan Wax. For our producers, James Kluggish and Hope Nolan. And for my broadcast partners, Quincy Bell and Charlie Adams. I'm Max Schwartzberg saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Hyannis in Orleans at Eldridge Park.